tens of games, hundreds of goals, thousands of interactions. It all comes to a head tonight. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the season 26 BHL Finals, Boston Grizzlies versus Orlando Storm. It's coming to you live on the Blockey Sports Network. My name is Sheep003, and I'm joined by a motley crew of analysts. To the left, you've got Orange Panda, you've got Massman, and to the right, you've got Zulus. And lads, it is an exciting time to be alive because we have got one of the most hyped matchups, most expected matchup coming into tonight. And I want to start with you, Massman. We have to talk about this Orlando Storm team. They've been making a bit of a bull rush through these playoffs. It's a 2-1 defeat in the first round against the Minnesota Grey Ducks and another 2-1 versus the Philadelphia Freedom. How do you expect Orlando Storm is going to come out tonight, and how do you expect them to perform against this Boston team?
I expect them to come out like firing on all cylinders. I mean, this team has always started out so hot in every single game that they've played so far. But the one thing that I do want to say, Orlando beating the Minnesota Grey Ducks and the Philadelphia Freedom, those teams are not nearly as strict as this Boston team. This Boston team is going to be the most disciplined opponent that they've had all season. I think this Boston team is the most disciplined in the entire league, and I don't know how Orlando's going to play into them tonight, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Very true. Interesting fact about both of those series. Orlando Storm lost the first game. Both of those went to overtime. Let's talk about Boston Orange Panda. They have had a bit of a different path through these playoffs. It's been 2-0s across the board in round one versus the Seattle Golden Eagles and in the second round versus the Calgary Wings. Some people say that's a bit of a stronger lineup that they've been able to take down pretty convincingly. Do you think that you're going to see that same strength coming out tonight?
Yeah, I think we'll see the same strength coming out tonight. I mean, Boston just has a two-headed monster in their lineup that is difficult to take down for any team. And I think the fact that their starting goaltender has been consistent as he has been in the postseason, given his lack of regular season experience, I think if they keep that momentum going into this series, I think Orlando has no chance.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it up. We got to talk about goalie Zulus because we've got two monsters in net. On one side for the Orlando Storm, you've got Winner 16. He's been playing fantastic all season long. Vezina candidate, currently posting a 919 save percentage in the playoffs. But on the other side, you've got Willie, who's only played one game in the regular season, but during the playoffs, they're posting a 914 save percentage right behind Winner 16. These two are going to be absolute demons in the net. Who do you think is going to be able to have the advantage at least early?
Well, I think the game is 90% mental, and I think Willie is strong mentally, but Winner 16, he tends to tilt a little bit more. So I think at the nearest sign of any inconvenience on this Orlando side of the ice, Winner 16 might melt down a little bit, and I'm going to put my trust in Willie to outplay him in the net.
Bold takes, but that buzzer has sounded, which means we need to get predictions on the board, at least for game one. Orange Panda, who do you got?
I got Boston all the way.
Massman?
I'm going to go Orlando in a reverse sweep. I think Boston got game 1 and 2.
I'm going to take Boston in at least this game one. Zulus, who do you have?
I'm taking Boston 3-1.
Exactly. And as you know, as teams getting out, it seems right that we send it down there. We're going to be in the booth taking you through the action. It's Damoni.
Hello, Blockey Hockey Nation, as Sammy the Whale would say. Let's take a look at these teams running out of their tunnels. They're getting ready for, some of them, playing the biggest games of their lives. Obviously, for others, all-time greats on taking the ice like Youppi and Ghosty Ferret. This isn't really going to faze them as much, but Orlando is a team plagued with young players who have not proven themselves as winners quite yet. Well, here's their chance. Maspin will be joining me in the booth tonight. How are you feeling? Are you excited?
I am ecstatic for this matchup. I mean, this could really go either way. I think every single game is going to be a 50-50 coin flip, and I'm hoping that both these teams end up with a 50 coin flip in their favor, and we get to a game 5, Damoni.
You know, as an enjoyer of the game, I'm definitely hoping for a Game 5. As somebody whose voice can't handle it, I am not in the same way.
Well,
it looks like
I
Zombie
will-
Magikarp is taking the net here for Boston, as Willier is nowhere to be found. He's not even on the bench. It looks like Boston will be making a last-second goaltending change to start this game. And how do you think that's going to shake things up, Mason?
I don't think it's going to shake them up and shake them up at all. I think Zombie Magikarp is a brilliant player. The inexperience could catch up to him, though.
He has definitely been inconsistent so far in his rookie season, but he's shown flashes of genuinely generational greatness. I've seen that man pull off some of the greatest saves I've ever seen. But here's Packers with an early opportunity. He'll miss wide. He takes it behind the net. Youppi on him. He pulls it back on him. Golden opportunity here for the Storm early on, but Frumpy Bear pings it down. Makes sure Packers can't get that slot opportunity to go. Youppi making headway up the boards. Has Lids waiting for him in the slot. Birdie W quickly whisks that one out of his own zone. Sends Packers after it. He'll chase. Shoots. Saved by Zombie Magikarp. Youppi behind his own net. Toying around with Packers. Trying to get him off his trail. Leaves it for 7, Josh. Packers still on him, though. A tough matchup there for the second-line defenseman for Boston. Packers pulling it back. Couldn't quite get the move he wanted off, I believe. Here's Ghosty Ferret making his way up the ice as he looks for an opportunity from the boards. Couldn't quite get all of his stick on it. Tindor will chase him back down the other way. Sorta with possession here as he gains it from Ghosty Ferret in the corner. Tries to find WOD0 in the slot. But Ferret with a last-second poke check to save the day there. Here he is again. Ghosty Ferret. The Grizzlies legend, the all-time great. Alongside Youppi here. He takes a shot from deep. Winner 16 makes a glove save in his first of the night. WOD0 tries to find Herb. Stretch pass up the ice. It's pinged by 7, Josh, who will misplay it into the defender. WOD0 tries to take the pass from Birdie, but Ghosty Ferret easily able to handle that. Herb with a block behind the net nearly generates a slot connection there, but just couldn't find his man. Now Tindor with pressure. 7, Josh taking it out from behind his own net. Tindor eventually gaining the inside position on that puck, but Youppi off the bench is going to take it right back into the corner. Herb Humid matching up against Youppi. It's no contest, but Tindor, the secondary defender there, able to shut him down. Now Youppi receives the pass, tries to go far side, rebound available, and it's pinged out by the Orlando Storm. Packers now taking it the other way. Has a bit of a step on Youppi. Tried the pullback, gets it to the slot, and Vaculent Beef, welcome back. It's 1-0 Orlando.
Vaculent Beef showing why he's stepping in on this first line, and he steps in immediately with a great goal in the slot. Brilliant pass of Packers from the corner to P3 it. And Zombie Magikarp just has no chance to save that one, Timoni. I mean,
And yeah,
you know, you're a
that
goalie
is-
yourself. You know how hard those are to save.
Absolutely not. That is an unsavable shot. His only hope there is pinging the pass, and he was just a little too deep in his net to do that. But Vaculent Beef, the reason I say welcome back is he is not a very active player. But when he is there, making a difference for your team, he is such a difference maker. And he bangs that one home to give Orlando the advantage here. Face off underway, Birdie W trying to get one up for Packers. Youppi maybe a little more locked in now, putting it behind the Orlando net. Tries to slot pass again. Gets a back with it. Lids there, just misses twice. Orlando gets to that puck first. Excellent slot defense from the Storm. Packers now out from behind the net. Lids quickly just dumps it back into the Orlando zone, lets his team change. Frumpy Bear whiffs over it. Vaculent Beef, an opportunity. Save, rebound available for Packers, and he scores! Packers puts them up by 2 with another goal from this first line.
Another Bit of a defensive blunder from Boston. They can probably feel the pressure finally rising against them. There was just a disaster happening in the slot, as you can see on the replay, and Packers takes advantage of it and just slots that one home.
And it all started.
Orlando doubling their lead.
It all started with a really unfortunate pinch from Frumpy Bear, a rare defensive mishap. Frumpy Bear has been one of the most defensively solid players this entire season, and for him to do that in such a pivotal moment is very unfortunate for the Grizzlies, and they'll drop another one. 2-0 here early in the first. Orlando putting on the pressure, and it seems they want to take this game and the series by force. They're not going to let Boston have an inch. Here's WOD0 behind his own net. Chased down by Ghosty Ferret. He tries to find the near side on him, but Ferret easily able to gain inside position on that. He'll stretch pass for Siffin, who takes it into the corner quickly, cleared out by Birdie W. Good defensive technique there. WOD0 gains a step on Ghosty Ferret, but not enough to generate a shot. Ferret takes it right back as WOD0 abandons ship. Ghosty Ferret up for Siffin, an excellent connection there, but winner 16 with an even better save.
Incredible play from Ferret and Siffin there, finally showing flashes of what they've had in the regular season. Been kind of quiet this playoffs, though.
Here's WOD0 trying to find Herb in the slot. Couldn't quite get the connection. Siffin was there to block it. It's up for Ghosty Ferret now. Siffin will get a change. Youppi on the ice now, letting Ghosty Ferret chase. Ferret with Tindor trapped in his own zone. He tries to get it up for WOD. Youppi defending that pass, gets it away from him, cuts to the middle, tries to find Ghosty Ferret, I believe, but could not quite get it there. Orlando had the play read. Packers fresh off the bench. Has it in his own zone, tries the stretch pass for Vacula Beef. That's pinged down by Frumpy Bear. Frumpy Bear now in his own zone. Gets it up for Youppi. He's pressured from behind by Vacula Beef. Nearly gets it free to Packers, who eventually gains possession. He takes it into the Boston zone. Has it in the corner. Youppi trying his best to clear it out. And he will. Youppi gaining the neutral zone. Now into Orlando's zone. Nobody could stop him, but he couldn't quite get the shot away. Birdie W. Up for Packers. It's defended well by Frumpy Bear. The secondary attempt on the pass. Defended yet again. Youppi this time. Getting it past Birdie. Will have a shot. Saved by winner 16. He's 4 for 4 so far on the night. And Boston's going to have to test him harder if they want to break through. Here's Vacula Beef dying seconds of the period. Youppi trying to get a last second shot off to Lids, but it's no use. Boston down 2-0 to Orlando after one in game 1 here of the BHL Cup Finals. We'll go back up to the desk. Sheep003 is our host. Take it away.
It is a storm in Orlando and Boston. They look like they're trapped out at sea. Orange Panda, you look at this first period. Is this just a case of the Orlando Storm's offense has been looking immaculate, or is it more of a case of the Boston defense has been making way too many mistakes?
You know, I think it's a combination of everything just going. Orlando's doing everything right now. I think some of the biggest things that really stand out to me is just like the scheme differences between both teams. You see Orlando when they're playing in their own zone, they're doing a really good job of trapping Youppi in the corner, preventing him from making any plays, getting his offense going. You really see them trying to, contain Youppi on their defense, while when Boston's on defense, they're playing a more traditional man, so they only have one man in the slot. And you've seen that go with that one man. He misses that ping. He puts it right in the net. I think that's the biggest difference right now. That scheme difference right now is what has changed this game so far.
Critical changes between the both teams making the difference. Maspin, there's been a bit of a substitution out on the field. I know that you and Damoni were talking about it earlier, but Zombie Magikarp, the backup of the backup for the Boston Grizzlies, coming out to play. How do you think they've been looking so far?
I think Zombie Magikarp has kind of made the saves that he's expected to make. The 2 shots that he conceded, he should not hang his head over. I think that he should keep his head high, keep confidence up, and I think that he can really help his team get back into this game. but he's going to have a huge task, a monumental task up against him. He's got to climb uphill, uphill, uphill if he wants any chance to win this series. This Orlando team, monsters on offense.
Is rain still in the air, or are the Grizzlies going to mount a comeback? I'm going to let Damoni answer that question. Back up to you.
Welcome back. We're back here for the second period. Face-off underway. Youppi applying quick pressure. He gets it out of the corner. A dangerous chance there for Lids, blocked by Vacula Beef before he could get the shot away. Youppi struggling to regain the zone as Packers hounding him, forcing him all the way back to deep in the neutral zone. He'll take it around to the far side. He's still chased by Packers. Gets it out. Lids gets the pass as it squeaks through, but couldn't quite land a shot. Vacula Beef now crit chaining down the ice. He's stopped by Frumpy Bear. Youppi will chase Orlando down into their zone. Packers with solid possession here. Youppi couldn't get him off him in time. Packers now has some room down the ice, gets it to the corner, but Youppi suffocating that chance, trying to get it out. Here's Packers from neutral ice. Does a nice move, but that won't fool Youppi. He'll go down the near side. Chased by Vac and Packers. Gets one out, or tries to get one out to the slot. Or I was half expecting him to, but I believe he whiffed. Packers now with a last-second opportunity as he's forced to change. He's got to change soon. Zombie Magikarp makes a nice save there. Youppi back down the ice. These teams have to get a line change soon. He tries to get for Siffin in the slot. That connection was working a lot earlier in the season when Youppi and Siffin had lined together. 7 Josh whiffs. Vacula Beef punishes. Wad 0 now off the rebound as Vac's shot didn't quite make it to the net, but Wad is going to be ruled offsides.
Could have been a dangerous chance for Orlando there. Vacula Beef definitely had a shot lined up. The defense of Boston just has to be more disciplined.
Here's Ghosty Ferret. Off the draw. Gets it out of danger into the Orlando zone, but Tindor takes it right back. Wad 0 will try to have an opportunity, but he just clears it towards the middle. Herb will pressure on Josh, but it's no use. He's forced out to the neutral zone. 7 Josh with a defensive play there as pressure comes crashing down on him. Herb still with pressure. 7 Josh trying to get it out of his own zone. He does, but barely. Wad 0's pressure fails. Ghosty Ferret tries to go up the ice, but Tindor a last-second pinch to save Orlando from a bad opportunity for Boston. Here's Wad 0 with a pullback on the boards. Tries to make a nice move there, but Ghosty Ferret gets in his way. Hard not to. Here's Ghosty Ferret. Chasing it out of his own zone. Has Wad 0 on him on the boards. Gets the pullback off. Tries to feed Herb in the middle, but couldn't quite get it there. Wad still with good pressure. 7 Josh pulling it back on him, though. Getting an opportunity up here for Boston. Lids is there, but it's pinged away by Herb. Good defense by the young winger, acquired at the trade deadline. He has been a very important piece to this team. Much better fit than Radium 7 was. Don't you think?
Seems like, yeah, for sure. And seems like we have a lot of cup champions in the crowd, Timoni. And I don't know if you can see, but Cell X Reborn is back. He's in the chat right now.
Really? That's interesting. We're back. Birdie W from the point, trying to feed the middle. Couldn't quite get it there. Here's Lids, loses possession on the boards. Vacula Beef takes it in with room. Couldn't quite generate a shot there. Has it behind the net, though. And what a goal! Vacula Beef from behind the net. Sensational. His second of the night and Orlando's third as they take a commanding 3-0 lead.
Vacula Beef is definitely causing horror and nightmares in the Boston head right now. As he just... every single game he's played in this playoffs has been extraordinary. And here he is again, clutching up in the finals in game 1. Orlando just seemed to be carrying away this game, and there's nothing Boston can do about it right now.
And what a goal by Vacula Beef. He is mechanically talented. Just he's got a sneaky bag, I'd like to say. Here's Youppi in for Boston, desperately clinging on to life here, trying to get something going. They're gonna have to get the ball rolling at some point soon if they want a chance to mount a comeback. Here's Birdie up for Packers. Frumpy Bear gets to that one first. Siffin's attempts to get it up the boards fails. Frumpy Bear will try and help Youppi out, but couldn't quite get it there. Youppi now behind his own net, chased down by Vac. Gets it away from him. Up the near boards, Youppi has room, gets around. Birdie W tries to find the far side, but the shot is pinged away as he was shooting it. Good defense there from Birdie. Packers up the ice for Wad. Siffin trying to get it down. A little bit of a miscomm maybe there. Or maybe paying it away from Wad. Either way, he's trying to get room up the ice, but Birdie W just keeps shutting him down, getting in front of that play. And Orlando has shut down Youppi masterfully this game. After all, that's the name of the game. If you want to beat Boston, you have to shut down Youppi. Because if you don't, he will just carry them to a victory.
If that man is shut down, the heart of Boston, there's just no chance that the Boston team can win.
And yeah, I mean, he's proven time and time again that even if his team has no heart, sometimes he can will his way to a victory. And that's what he's going to have to do, it looks like. Because this Boston team right now, they're just getting outpaced. Here's Wad Zero from deep, trying to generate a shot. Good moves there, but it's right into 7 Josh. Wad again trying to get something going here. But he's just swarmed by Boston defenders. Ghosty Ferret, he loses him. Shot saved by Zombie Magikarp, and Youppi will take the rebound out. 24 seconds to go in this second period now. Youppi cutting past Packers, looking for room, but couldn't quite get the angle around him. Now Packers, out from behind his own net, has a step on Youppi, but Ghosty Ferret's there to clear it back. 10 seconds to go. Wad Zero chasing. Trying to pressure Ghosty Ferret. Gets the pull back away. Wad on 7 Josh now. Couldn't quite get anything to go. And it'll just be cleared down into Orlando's zone as the second period clock expires. 3-0 Orlando in game 1 here. As we will go back up to the desk for our second intermission.
When it rains, it storms, and Orlando Storm, well, they're up 3 goals. Back up to the desk here. Orange Panda, I want to start with you again. I wanted to talk about one name in particular that was coming up a lot during that period, Vaculate Beef. I was doing a little bit of research. That guy has 0 points during the regular season. He has 2 points during the postseason. What are we seeing from Vaculate Beef that's not being encompassed on the stat sheet?
I think that Vaculate Beef has really just been in the right place at the right time, and he's really come up and provided in opportunities when many players would not. I think it's really just things are going right for him. It's that simple. He's a great player. He's always been. He's had seasons past where he's shown he's capable of scoring these goals, doing these things. He's just gotten the opportunity, the time to shine, and we're seeing it right now.
I mean, he's been looking absolutely monstrous out there. And Maspin on the other side, Boston is looking geriatric. Their offense is falling apart, and their defense, well, it's not much to speak of. What do you think Boston needs to do to dig themselves out of this hole and make themselves competitive in this game?
I just think Boston need to start looking at the next game. I mean, right now they should 3 goals is definitely possible in 6 minutes, but not against this Orlando team in game 1. I think that the momentum's just going to carry them through this game, but if Boston can maybe get like a compensation goal or 2 to maybe switch the momentum going into the game 2, that could be very, very, very like series deciding for them for sure.
It's a deep hole, and the only thing you can hope for is that the Boston Grizzlies, they might have a ladder. Demoni, what do you got?
I've got the third period is what I've got. 6 more minutes of action here. 6 more minutes for Boston to claw back into game 1. And they will try, but Orlando looks to stand tall and defend their lead. Youppi strikes first as he rings one off the post. Couldn't quite make it to the back of the net there. but they'll keep trying. Youppi again. He looks warm. He's getting it past Birdie W into the corner, trying to get a pass out, but somehow that hits his hitbox. I believe he 5-holed it. Youppi from the corner, getting a shot there himself, but it's pinged away before it can reach the net. Orlando has just been masterful at denying these shots. I mean, Boston's had chances, but they've just gone nowhere. Here's a shot from the corner for Packers, I believe intended to be a pass, but Zombie Magikarp will glove it. Vacula Beef returns the favor, tries to find Packers, but couldn't quite get it to go as Packers was a little late to that one. He gets it off Youppi's stick as he tried to go into the Orlando zone. 7 Josh on defense, getting it up for Youppi. It looks like Boston has changed their lines. Youppi, Lids, and 7 Josh on the first, with Frumpy Bear to help out on the second. Here's Birdie W from out of his own zone. Tries to find Packers up the ice. Youppi intercepts that pass. Takes it back behind the Orlando net. Tries to find Siffin in the middle. But Winner 16 gloves the pass down and gives him nothing.
And that's just another shift of Youppi for another, about 1:30 there. And he just didn't really get any, not even a shot on target, Demoni. This Orlando team is shutting them out. They're shutting down the heart of Boston.
Ghosty Ferret for Siffin, and they score! Boston have finally put themselves on the board.
Seems like even if Youppi's being shut out, they can't shut out the second line. Siffin has been on fire throughout the regular season. Cooled off a little bit in playoffs, but here he is now in the finals making his mark. Boston climbing back slowly. It's definitely possible, Demoni.
The Rocket Richard Winner, I mean, he's banging those in. He's got an excellent shot. And that was a good, quick play to catch Orlando off guard. Boston is going to have to keep up the pace. 4 minutes and 37 seconds to go. It is possible. There is hope in Boston. Here's Frumpy Bear or not for Ghosty Ferret. I'll take it himself. Gets past Wad, up for Ferret now. Wad Zero takes it right back after his defender helped him out a little bit. Frumpy Bear up for Ghosty Ferret. Ghosty Ferret past Tindor. He was lagging, and Ghosty Ferret finds the second goal. Boston are within 1.
Just such an unfortunate series of events there for Orlando. Losing the puck there in the neutral zone. Tindor just starts to lag, and Ghosty Ferret crit chains it right past him and slots that one far post. And Timoni, we're within 1 goal. It's back. Boston are back, and they're ready to potentially take over game 1, which I didn't even think was possible.
2 goals in 18 seconds for the Boston Grizzlies. Orlando still have the lead, but they have to be shaken up. This Grizzlies team has finally shown heart. Here in the late stages of game 1, Ghosty Ferret off the draw. It seems the line changes have worked. Ferret trying to get it out from Tindor, but couldn't quite get the edge on that one. Wad Zero past Frumpy Bear on the boards. An excellent slot pass, but it's pinged away by Siffin. Herb couldn't quite get there in time. Great defense from the Boston winger. Here is Ghosty Ferret out from behind his own net. Chased down by Herb. Has room up the near boards to enter into the zone. Gets it into the corner. Tindor from out of the corner. Ghosty Ferret trying to cling on to possession here. Herb PB just crosses it. Interesting play there. Wad Zero will receive it. He'll take the board battle with Siffin. Siffin receives the pass from Ghosty Ferret. Couldn't get anything to go from it. Ferret now will send it back in. Tindor. His pass out for Wad Zero gets passed for Ghosty Ferret. Wad breaking in. Gets the shot away. Zombie Magikarp made the save. Here's Wad to the center. Herb Humid not quite in position to receive that pass. Youppi off the bench now for Boston. Taking the forechecking duty for himself. Has Tindor. The stamp advantage here for Youppi could play crucial, but Packers receives it. And Tindor will be allowed to change. Packers now from out of the corner. Dangerous chance there. Shut down by Youppi. Youppi 2:47 to go. Birdie W, the stretch pass. Ends up on the stick of 7 Josh, who sends it right back. Birdie gets one past Youppi on the boards, but Youppi clambers back to defend, and he will. Gets it away from Packers. Has it behind his own net now. Oversteps it, though. A little bit of a stutter there. Vaculate Beef shuts him down on the boards. Trying to get it through 7 Josh. He will. The forecheck will be successful. Vaculate Beef tries the curve again. But it hits a body as Youppi blocks it. Birdie W's pass to Packers doesn't work. Youppi shuts it down. Facing pressure, he's forced to boot it up for Packers, who has a favorable matchup on 7 Josh, but Youppi is able to backtrack on defense and help him out. Youppi now in the corner. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say something surprising to see is Packers has more stamina than Youppi right now. Like, I just can't remember the last time I've seen Packers have a stamina advantage.
He is known for staying out on the ice for a long time, but it seems Orlando's been playing their stam pretty well. Both teams, actually. A Zombie Magikarp, I want to credit him for that save right there. That was an excellent glove on Packers with a prime chance. A good play there from Orlando off the face-off, but it fails to connect. They try to replicate what Boston did to them to get their first goal. Here's Tindor. His stretch pass doesn't work.
Currently sitting on 18 stam, Wad already at 15. This could definitely play into this shift here.
Here's Ghosty Ferret. Along the boards. Gets the pullback on Herb, but couldn't quite get anything else to go of it. Herb pings it away. Tindorb now back in his own zone, facing not a lot of pressure. He's allowed to just lollygag behind the net as he waits for his teammates to change. Packers on 17 stam off the bench. 1:07 to go in this third period. Siffin takes it back into his own end. Siffin and Packers, once hailed as the future of the Milwaukee Muskies franchise, going against each other in the corner there as Ferret gets a prime shot that's saved by Winner 16. Packers down the ice, miscomm. Youppi for Ghosty Ferret in the middle. Dangerous chance there. Boston's got to get one. It's hard to believe they're still down 2 with how much they've been dominating play, but they indeed are. Tindor behind his own net, 10 stamina. He's got to get it out. Ghosty Ferret pressures out for Youppi in the middle. Couldn't get it to go. 27 seconds now. Ghosty Ferret, the pass. Youppi receives it. The double pull back into the shot. Save, Winner 16. Rebound available. It's cleared. 19 seconds to go. Birdie W out from the corner. Packers will take it. 14 seconds. He's just got to kill it in the Boston zone. 10, 9, Youppi desperately trying to free it from the corner. 5 seconds. A Hail Mary's got to be it, but it's no use. Boston drop game 1 after a lackluster first half. The Orlando Storm are able to hang on, and they lead the series 1-0.
Incredible game from both these teams, and that's honestly exactly what I think Boston needed. They needed those 2 momentum goals heading into game 2, especially after a devastating first half of games. But, Timoni, I think next game's going to be a lot closer.
I couldn't agree more. I expect this series to be an amazing one. And we've got another game here in 5 minutes. We will be right back with another desk segment shortly.
It It got a little shaky towards the end, but Orlando Storm are going to come out of that game with a 1-0 lead in the series so far. Season 26 BHL Finals coming to you live from the Blockey Sports Network. I'm Sheepo03, joined with Massman, Orange Panda, and Doggin. And I want to talk a little bit to our new member of this desk, Doggin. I mean, Boston, normally this is a team of 2 stars, okay? Youppi and Siffin. In the regular season, they combined for 47 points. In the first game of the series, they had 1. What's giving? What's not working that these 2 stars aren't connecting like they should be?
Honestly, it's really just the matchup on the first line is just really difficult for Youppi. I do want to say they made a adjustment deep into the game, changing 7 Josh and Frumpy Bear, and went on a 2-0 run after that. It's obviously never good to go down 1-0, but I think for Boston, there might be a sense of confidence there with the changes seeming to have worked out.
Orange Panda on the other side, Orlando Storm, they had a heck of a first 2 periods, looking absolutely dominant, but they gave up a little bit of that advantage in the third. Do you think that they're going to come off to that same insane start, or do you think they're going to stumble and slip against this Boston team that looks to be heating up?
I think Orlando still has good momentum going into the second game here. I wouldn't say Boston's out of the danger zone yet. They got those 2 golden opportunities that they took advantage of towards the end of the game to make it close. But I think for 90% of that game, Orlando had the game in their favor.
Time is running thin, so we're going to need to get predictions done fast. Game number 2, Doggin, who you got?
I got Boston 2-1.
Me, I'll take Orlando 3-1. Maspin.
I think Orlando are going to continue their run of dominance. I'm going to take Orlando 1-0.
Orange Panda finishes off.
I'll take Orlando in another 3-2 game.
Game number 2, it's coming to you in less than 10 seconds, which means I got to send it down to my big man in the booth, Demoni.
Hello. Thank you, Sheep. Thank you, my lovely analysts. And we are back here for Game 2 in Boston. Blockey Airlines, the fastest airline in the world. Get you from Orlando to Boston in just under 5 minutes. Orlando with early pressure here. Birdie W up for Packers on the near boards. Youppi and 7 Josh, they're keeping their same abridged or updated lines from Game 1. Boston originally ran Youppi, Lids, and Frumpy Bear, but they swapped Frumpy Bear with 7 Josh. Birdie W trying to clear his own zone. Youppi has possession in the corner here. Birdie escapes that pressure, though. Getting out from behind his own net. Youppi gets the pullback off. Reapplies the pressure, but Birdie trying to get it out of the corner here. Orlando facing the heat here in this first minute of the game. Youppi from the neutral zone, trying to clear it towards the middle. 7 Josh will help him out. Or maybe not really, as Youppi intended to hit that puck. Vacuola Beef will get an opportunity, but it's pinged away by Youppi quickly. Youppi now out from behind his own net. Packers saw it from a mile away. He was able to make the defensive play, and now he'll pressure Youppi in his own corner. Youppi able to get it out. Deep down the neutral zone. Forces it all the way back behind Orlando's net where WOD0 will take it. Both teams looking to get a change off. Ghosty Ferret now for Boston. Couldn't get it free from WOD0's stick, who has it behind the Boston net. Ferret down the boards. WOD0 clambers back. Quickly turns it around on him, but couldn't get any offense going out of it. Herb tries the cross, but whiffs, oversteps. Ghosty Ferret and Siffin will both overcommit to that, but Siffin taking it as they communicate and fix their issue. Here's Siffin from the corner. Out behind Orlando's net, tries to rocket a slot pass to Ghosty Ferret. It doesn't work, though, as Ferret couldn't quite get a grip on it. A pass from WOD0, pinged down by Frumpy Bear. Ghosty Ferret will take the feed from that poke check. Ferret to the slot. Siffin there, but he exits the zone as he assumed WOD0 would hit it. Unfortunate communication error there. But Orlando avoids a near miss there. Here's Tindor now down the boards. Chasing it, tries to get past Ghosty Ferret. Couldn't do it. Ferret turning it around. Facing WOD0 on the forecheck. Plays it safe, takes it behind his own net. Has Frumpy Bear as a shallow cross option, but elects to force it past WOD0 instead. That is the Ghosty Ferret mentality. Here's Packers off the bench, gets it past Ferret, gets a step on him, pulls it back instead of shooting the P3. A very common blunder and a comical one. Packers getting a step around. Frumpy Bear nearly gets the shot away, but it hits the side of the net, as I believe Frumpy got a piece of that. Vacula Beef gets the pullback on Youppi, has a step on him. 7 Josh can't do anything about it, and Vacula Beef's shot is shut down by Zombie Magikarp. Birdie W still with pressure here for Orlando, though. They're not out of the storm yet. Birdie in the corner, working with it, trying to put the moves on, but couldn't quite get a combo off that made sense. Here's Youppi from behind his own net, pressured by Vac Beef, getting it out for Packers, who nearly has an opportunity, but couldn't quite get an angle. Packers just whisks one behind the net. Youppi takes it. Tries to crit chain it past Packers. He does. He's got the stam advantage. Gets it. Trying to get it to the slot at least, but Packers somehow able to ping that one from behind. Here's Packers out from his own end. Youppi quickly able to defend that one, but Packers fights back. Able to regain possession and get it to the middle. Vacula Beef's shot, a weak one, is gloved by Zombie Magikarp. Youppi taking it back out of his own zone. Getting it all the way.
Centers playing down to 10 stam now. Packers going all in on this shift.
There's a war of attrition here. Orlando getting 2 shots, none of them very high quality. And Boston having 0. They are both playing very disciplined hockey here. Here's WOD0. A good pullback. Fools Frumpy Bear save. Rebound available. And Herb Humid with his first of the series. Bonjour. And we are up 1-0.
What an incredible play from WOD there. Going down the boards. Cutting inside. Pulling it back immediately. Faking out the defender. Gets a shot on target. And the rebound is wide open for Herbie. And Boston again just looking in despair. Their defense lacklusting against this Orlando offense. And now they find themselves 1 goal down without a shot to even make up for it on target.
And I wish I had caught it on the replay, but WOD0 had an amazing move to fool Frumpy Bear there. Just deked him out of his socks. And Orlando able to skill their way to a first goal here in the first period as they're back on top. Herb Humid taking the face-off after WOD0 committed a face-off violation, and Herb Humid will commit a second one that I believe that will be a penalty on Orlando.
It's going to be a penalty on Orlando indeed, as both WOD and Herbie could not take a face-off.
And yeah, Herb, you can't walk into the face-off dot, man. It's not allowed. Boston will be allowed a chance here to tie the game on the power play. 3 versus 2, WOD0 and Tindor, the killers here. Ghosty Ferret, Youppi, and Siffin, the personnel on the power play for Boston. WOD takes it immediately back into the corner after winning the draw, pulling it back on Ghosty Ferret. Boston only sending 1 to forecheck, but Siffin making sure he can't cut to the other end of his zone. Youppi on top of WOD, pulling it back. A mishap there, but Siffin receives it, makes up for it. Out of the corner. Siffin pulls it back, right back into WOD. An unfortunate play there for the Boston winger, but still 15 seconds to go in this power play. They haven't gotten a lick of offense yet, but Siffin looks to change that. It's up for Youppi. He's deep in the neutral zone, chased down by WOD. Able to get the angle on him, but he's met with Tindor now. Gets it out of the corner. Tries to force it to the slot. Orlando has successfully killed this whole penalty. Youppi on 10 stamina, 20 seconds to go in the first. They get it up for Herb Hubeid out of the box, who just scored their first one. He's got it in the corner. 13 seconds to go. Ghosty Ferret now trying to clear it out. Gets the inside position, finally able to get it out. The stretch pass up for Youppi on 8 stamina. Not there in time. 2 seconds to go, and it's cleared back into the Orlando corner. And that'll be it for the first period. The Storm eventually able to break through late in the first. And that will be the lone goal this period, as we will head up to the desk for more intermission analysis.
The Storm's love leads, and Boston, well, they haven't found a shot to go home with. Joined back up on the desk, and Orange Panda, I want to talk a little bit about the Orlando Storm, specifically their defense. 7 games, 7 goals. That's how much they've been letting in. That's an insane number. What makes this Orlando Storm defense so impregnable?
I think Orlando Storm's defense, it really comes down to they have anyone can play the defensive position on the team. Their team is very well balanced, and they have a great goaltender behind them as well. Those two things combined, great defense and a great goaltender, makes it very difficult for offenses to get the opportunities that they need in order to score.
And Doggin, talking about the Boston defense, they kind of look like they're in shambles. I mean, when you see Frumpy Bear of all people, getting juked out of his socks, I mean, what do you say to Boston to bring them back into this game, to lock down a little bit and to actually get some shots on the board?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you want to look towards the centers to help them out. I mean, all season, when you're game planning for a team like Boston, the 2 players you're looking at are their defensemen, Frumpy Bear and 7 Josh. Those are the players you're planning to kind of take advantage of, for, you know, lack of a better term. It's just they've got to figure out how to work around that. They're struggling to break it out, struggling to turn defense into offense, and that's just not gonna seal the deal for them. They need to figure it out to win.
Seconds are ticking down, and that means second period coming up any second now. Orlando Storm, will they continue that rush? Are they going to seal up game 2 early, or is Boston going to make it competitive where only time will tell? I'll send it back to the big man, Damoni.
We're back. Second period underway. The standing ref, Jail, dropping the puck now. Packers wins it forward, a P3. Interesting play there. 7 Josh will try to pass it up to Lids. That doesn't work. Vacula Beef takes it off of him. Into the corner now. Gets the pass out to the middle, but 7 Josh with an excellent ping to deny that slot pass. Youppi now with possession up the boards. Packers following closely behind. Trying to pry it from his stick, and he will. They'll battle for it. Packers eventually able to get it back up. Almost had a step on Youppi. Youppi gets the pullback off. Lids from center ice, a deep P3. And Winter 16's able to glove it, but wow! Winter 16, what was that? He thought he dropped it, but he didn't. And he plays it into his own net. Boston's able to stuff it in, and that is going to be the game-tying goal.
That is a huge bug in the game. Youppi dropped the puck, and he pulled it back.
And that was an excellent play by Youppi to go into the server's back door and prevent Winter from dropping the puck at the exact moment he needed to.
There's just no... I just think that there's no world where the goalie being able to pull it back should be considered a goal, Damoni. I mean, that's just going to be really funny to look at on the replay, but I mean,
Well,
you just got to feel for Orlando there. They didn't do anything wrong. If anything,
looks
Winter
to
made the
me-
proper play, made the save, dropped it, was going to slam it out to the boards, but...
Didn't pull it back necessarily. He tried to drop it. It didn't come out of his glove, and he snaked back into his net. Eventually dropped it right on his goal line, and I believe Youppi just tapped it in. Because Lids, if you look, Lids was the last person to touch that puck for Boston before Winter had the gloving mishap, but the goal is credited to Youppi. So the last player to touch the puck was Boston. It was not an own goal per se, but Winter 16, I believe, did experience a bug in the game there. And we'll wait to see what the ref has to say about this.
So I'm sitting in between both these benches right now in Demoni, and there is a lot of yelling and
No, you're
screaming
not.
coming
The
from
camera-
both sides.
Oh wait, yes you are.
Huh?
Yes you are. No. I see
I'm
you.
definitely,
I see
I'm definitely sitting in
Sorry,
between the
you-
benches,
you
and
blended in
I
with the
can
crowd.
hear. Oh, but yes, I can hear a lot of yelling from the Orlando bench, yelling about that being not a core game mechanic, and Youppi and all the Boston players saying that's just an intended gameplay feature, and that's just how the game goes. And I just don't know how this play is going to be called. It seems like Jail's going to be reviewing the play himself. But my personal prediction, I think the goal is going to stand.
I believe the goal should stand. According to the rulebook, a goal can only be called back for a bug if the bug is abused by the other team, and not if it affects one of the teams just indiscriminately. That is not a goal that can be called back, and so this should be an obvious call for Jail.
Just have to wait and see. It is
will
up
have
to
to wait and
referee's
see.
discretion.
I don't even know if it is for situations like this. Because if a call goes directly against the rulebook, especially in the BHL Finals, that is just not going to be fair. I mean, you could argue it's not fair that Orlando had to experience this, but it could have just as easily affected the Grizzlies.
It could have definitely gone either way for
So,
sure, but
Unfortunate
I
for
mean-
Orlando. The call should stand. It should be a good goal.
it seems like
And
it's
Jail
going to be a
will
good
make
goal.
the correct call here.
That momentum shift could definitely hurt Orlando for sure, but we'll just have to wait and see if that is going to, turn the tide at all.
And that is going to be so unfortunate. Here's Youppi from the face-off dot, trying to get more pressure here for Boston as they catch a lucky break. They're back in this game. It's tied. They have not led yet this series, but with one more goal, they could gain the lead here. Grass is green. The sky is blue, etc. Here's Youppi.
And Ben is still 900 pounds.
And so is Ghosty Ferret. They both, if they were on a scale together, they'd outweigh the sun. Here's Youppi back in his own zone, pressured by Packers, both low on stam, both on 13. Youppi from deep, just cutting through all the defensemen, able to be shut down by Birdie W at the last second. Packers will take it back into the Boston zone. He couldn't get anything to go out of the corner. Youppi takes it back down the ice, loses it. Elects to change for Ghosty Ferret. Ferret now past Packers. Has Tindor to beat though. Tindor gets it away from him up the boards, but Siffin helps him out. A good ping there as he somehow turned that around on him. Siffin now on Wad Zero, reads the pullback. Tries to step forward, but Wad Zero just very puck dominant. Even when he loses it, or when you think he loses it, he's able to regain it back. But Ghosty Ferret a good opportunity there. Couldn't quite mash it home. Still has pressure though. Ferret in the corner. Wad Zero able to get the best of him. And Frumpy Bear's forced to make a defensive play for Boston. Tindor now. The stretch pass towards the middle fails. He'll take it himself. Frumpy Bear out from the Boston end. Leaves it for Ghosty Ferret. Herbie Bead can't get him to budge on the boards. And Ferret will send it up for Siffin to pressure. Tindor, it's whisked towards the Orlando net. Winner will glove it and drop it for Tindor. Tindor behind the net, pressured by Siffin. Siffin loses it. Ghosty Ferret senses it though and tracks back for it, but whiffs. Wad Zero with a solid lane to the net, but just couldn't find the puck in time. Wad still on that puck. Ghosty Ferret gets it free, has a step over him, but Herb makes a nice defensive play on him. Gets it up for Wad. Tindor will help him out. Trying to get some offense going here, but it seems this game's been in a bit of a stalemate for a little over a minute since that goal, actually. First lines on here, fresh legs for both teams. Birdie W tries to clear, but Lids, the forechecker, prevents it. Birdie up for Vacula Beef, the one-time pass into Packers, but it's not enough. Youppi on the back check, able to get there before he does. And now he's got a step on Packers going the other way. Up for Lids, and he hits the post. After ringing the iron, he still has pressure though, but Packers gets the better of him. Him and Birdie W teaming up to clear it out of their own zone after the near miss there. Packers in the Boston zone. Youppi trying to pry it from his hands. 7 Josh will help him out as ohLuvv tried to take it back in. Youppi past Packers, but Birdie W, good poke check there at the blue line to slow him down. He's still got it in the corner though. A steam train moving ahead. He'll try to get the pass off to Lids, but just could not find the lane. Packers shut down by 7 Josh. A battle on the boards ensues. Boston with it neutralized. Lids with the pass. Just throws it away. ohLuvv will try to take it up, but Youppi gets the best of him on the boards. He tries to pass it to the slot, and Lids, a narrow miss there. That pass is too hot to handle for him. Boston forced back into their own zone. Here's Youppi trying to go up the ice. Packers pulls it back on him. Looks to get a shot. That was AllahFresco BHCL. As we saw, I mean, I remember Packers scoring a similar OT goal, pulling it back off of Youppi. But that may be too niche of a callback. Who knows? Here's Siffin in the corner.
Good call, Unk.
Unk, that was like wow, that was 2 years ago. Oh. Wow.
In
I
BHL
actually can't
time,
believe
that's like 30 years.
Yeah. It's like, I'm thinking about the rabbit meme right now. That's me. Here's Ghosty Ferret trying to get it up the ice. Orlando trying to slam a P3 through traffic. That won't work. Here's Frumpy Bear up for Ghosty Ferret. A mishap there in the zone allows Orlando to pressure. WOD0 from deep. Lands a shot, and it leaks through! Zombie Magikarp lets that one through as WOD0 scores a slow ball from deep, and it's 2-1 Storm.
Like I was saying earlier, the inexperience could catch up to Zombie Magikarp, and that was just a prime example of it. That short side was wide open, and Boston find themselves in a hole again to this Orlando team. WOD stepping up in this game.
Just unfortunate.
First game was
Zombie
all the
Magikarp.
Orlando first line.
Zombie
Second
Magikarp.
game seems like
Oops, sorry.
second line. No, you're good.
Zombie
you saying?
Magikarp drafted in the second round, thrown into the BHL Finals with very little playing experience. He's not done horrible, but that is one goal you're going to want back as a goalie. Here's Birdie W from behind the Orlando net. Ghosty Ferret able to pressure him. We have a delayed penalty on the play, and I believe this is going to be on Boston. Youppi will be going to the box.
A
And that is
big blow
not
for
good
Boston.
for the Grizzlies.
It seems like we're gonna have the line stack from Orlando coming out for these last 8 seconds, but Youppi will remain in the box heading into the third period as well.
Packers wins the faceoff. 1-0, a shot! Saves Zombie Magikarp. It's cleared into the Boston quarter, and they'll kill the second period. What a save from Zombie Magikarp to bounce back from the albeit weak goal he let in earlier. As the second period expires, Orlando will start the third with a power play, but we will go back up to the desk for our second intermission. Sheep003, take it away.
It's a period painted in controversy, but Orlando refused to give up their lead. Back up here on the desk. And Orange Panda, I think we need to talk a little bit about that Boston goal. What do you think this goal, this bugged goal, affects more? The sanctity of the Orlando Storm's comms, or the fact that Boston is now realizing that the only way they're going to score is when winner 16 turns into Packers and hits a nasty pullback?
I think the goal, it really is like, it's demoralizing because then you're bringing the game even at that point. Of course, Orlando's up now, but I think game two. I just want to bring up some stats here, just so that like everyone can realize how important this game 2 is. After game 2 up 1, Orlando has a 68.8% chance of winning the series. If Boston wins this game, it goes back 50-50. But if Orlando wins, They have an 87.5% chance of winning the series. A reverse sweep is unlikely at that point. So Boston really needs to win this game. Getting a goal like that, they need goals like that in order to win here. They got to get anything they can get at this point. They need to score.
The numbers don't lie, and my man Doggin doesn't either. Doggin, you're looking at this series, you're looking at Boston, you're thinking, what do they got to do to get their players back in this game, because it's looking tough?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really know what to say. I mean, there's still 40 seconds left of a power play here, and they're sending out, it looks like Ghosty Fair into 7, Josh. It's just going to be relentless pressure from the side of Orlando. You got to pray that they don't concede here. That's really all you can do right now.
Crossing fingers or crossing up skates. We'll see what happens. Damoni, take it away.
Welcome back. Third period and a high stakes here. Boston facing all the pressure in the world. Will they be able to pull this back? Birdie W up rebound, or sorry, a one-timer to Packers. Sorry, got my terminology mixed up, but that barely grazes the post. Packers a slot pass. Pinged away by 7, Josh. Him and Ghosty Ferret double committing. Maybe some nervousness here on Boston as Packers from the corner just barely misses wide. 16 seconds to go. 7 Josh trying to kill in the corner, and this kill has not been great for Boston so far. Orlando's been getting a lot more chances than they did on their power play. And yet, they still haven't scored. 1 second to go. Penalty is officially killed off. Youppi out of the box. Lids will change on for Ghosty Ferret. Birdie W now for Orlando. In his own zone, pressured by Lids. Lids not overcommitting too much. He gets it past him. Packers will try the deep pass, but nobody home to receive it. Youppi now out of zone end, trying to get down the boards, but just isn't able to make it happen. Birdie W and Packers both shut him down. Packers gets it knocked off of him, but Vacuole Beef tries to recuperate. Nothing to happen there. Here's Wad Zero. In his own end, Youppi pressuring him. Youppi behind the net, working on Tindor. Tindor able to force him all the way back out to the blue line, but Youppi now has some room, trying to get the pass off, but just couldn't land it properly to Lids. Here's Tindor marching down the ice. The defenseman taking it himself. Youppi back to defend. Gets it up the boards. Up for Siffin. Siffin now pressuring on Tindor. Blocks the pass. Takes the shot. And he scores! Siffin has tied it up. An individual effort to put Boston back in the game.
Bit of a defensive blunder there from Orlando. Boston finally getting a goal back. Siffin cutting inside, and it just seems like Herbie and Tindor just couldn't even get their stick on it, no matter how hard they tried. You can probably see in the replay them swinging 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and they just could not hit it off a Siffin. I had to set you up there, Damoni.
Sif 7 has scored, and we are back up to a tie game here. 2-2 as we head into the final 4 minutes of this third period, and possibly overtime to come in game 2. Wad Zero can't do that. Herb Humid will take the face-off, and hopefully for the Storm not cause a delay of game penalty like he did before. Looks like he's playing it safe, just crouching. And Ghosty Ferret will win the face-off. Ghosty Ferret trying to get past Tindor, can't do it. He'll try again. It's up to Wad now. Wad gets through. Frumpy Bear gets the pullback off the slot pass. Gets there, but Herb Humid is just in front of it. And another slot opportunity there as Tindor tries it, but it's blocked by a body in front. Good defense there from Boston to shut them down. Wad Zero on the forecheck. Trying to get it away from Ghosty Ferret. Can't quite do so. Gets the pullback off. Ferret lets Frumpy Bear take care of Wad. Bit of a miscomm there, but nothing to come of it. Ghosty Ferret defending Orlando behind his own net. Herb Humid will take the reins from Wad, but he's no match for Ghosty Ferret. Frumpy Bear back in his own zone. Across for Siffin, and he's got a foot race with Packers. but Packers wins it into the corner. Brute forcing his way past Siffin, but Siffin, good defense there. But it's no use. Packers still able to force his way into the Boston end. 7 Josh out for Youppi. First line's going to come on here for Boston. A little later than the Orlando first line did. Packers beat by Youppi, but Birdie W helps him out. Packers gets a quick turnaround shot saved by Zombie Magikarp. Vaculap from deep. He sneaks one through, but it just rests on the post, and he's not able to finish the job. Boston clearing their own zone. Youppi getting it past Packers, but Birdie W helping him out. This Orlando defensive structure has just been so hard for Boston to beat as Youppi tries a slot pass. It's pinged away by Vaculap. Youppi for Lids, and this time they succeed! 3-2 Boston, they lead for the first time in this series, and it's at a crucial time. 2
as
minutes
soon as
left.
You talked about the Orlando structure, they collapse. They fall at probably the worst time in this series, falling in the third period when there's literally no time to come back. Well, less time to come back than normal, but anyways, Vaculap unfortunately not able to clear that one out of the slot. Great pass from Youppi finding Lids, and Lids finally finding his first of the series. He's been doing it all playoffs long, finally comes alive here in the finals, and that's exactly what Boston needs.
The Orlando Storm will be calling a timeout. I do believe their stam was a little messed up. Either that or it looks like they might be running the top stack with Packers, Wad, and Birdie. Not entirely sure if that's going to work out in their favor. I mean, I feel like Packers, Vac, and Birdie have been working just fine on this first line. But it looks like they will be running the top stack here. And Boston, or rather, I should say Youppi, confident in his abilities to hold the line here as he keeps his teammates 7 Josh and Lids. Youppi throwing it down the ice. He's got to hold them off for a minute before the second line can relieve the pressure. Youppi now back behind the Orlando net. Birdie W pinging it away from him. And Youppi is lagging and set in the Boston zone. And he's back, but that could have been dangerous, or Orlando tried to get a step on them. Luckily, Lids had possession. Here's Birdie W trying to find Wad in the middle. That doesn't work. Packers now a shot from deep. Saved by Zombie Magikarp, sliding into the way of that shot. 1:20 left. Youppi behind his own net. 16 stamina for Orlando. They're going to hit that threshold where they're going to be forced to change soon. Wad 0 from the corner. Youppi now out. Has a step on Packers. Gets it through. Takes the shot, and it's off the post. Ghosty Ferret chasing it down now. A minute to go. Youppi defending Packers on the boards. Wad 0, his pass fails. Youppi getting it down the ice. Birdie W defending him. Packers now trying to gain the neutral zone, inching forward. Birdie W helping him out along the way, but it's no use. Boston able to clear that all the way back down to the Orlando zone. Now Packers will try again, pushing the rock up that hill. Ghosty Ferret sends it crashing back down. Birdie W tries something different. He tries a pass to the middle, but 7 Josh receives it. He'll boot one up for Youppi. Youppi on 12 stamina now. Ghosty Ferret on 14. 16 seconds to go. He's got it in Orlando zone. Tries the pullback. Birdie W, a big hit there. I believe he was going for the puck. No call on the play. 10 stamina as Youppi and Packers will both hit it. All players on the ice besides Ghosty Ferret low on stamina, but that'll be it for the second game. Boston barely able to hang on as they just somehow find a way to win this game too.
Good news for all Boston fans. I believe Willie will be coming very, very shortly. And I think he will be playing Game 3. And they just won Game 2. Lots of good things coming this way for Boston. And we guarantee at least a Game 4, Demone. I'm so excited.
Zombie Magikarp, thank you for your service. We will see you all in Game 3 starting at 9:30 Eastern Time. So that'll just be in a little over 20 minutes. We'll be right back.
A quick step back into the back rooms. It's the Boston Media Room. I'm sat here with Lids and Seven Josh. Currently, season 26 finals. It's tied 1-1. Seven Josh, I want to just start you off with a question. I mean, for first game, doesn't look good, but you managed to sneak back into it. Second game, same story, but this time you managed to take it. What's the mentality difference going from game 1 to game 2?
I mean, the difference between game 1 and game 2 is we kind of just like understood how to play them better. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're a really good team, but every team makes mistakes, and we abused that this second game more.
Right, I'm going to open it up to some of our reporters. We got any questions for these two fine gentlemen?
I got one. What was the prep for this week look like? Like, what was like the Boston like training mentality? Like, what did you guys go through this week? Was it like a lot of VOD reviews? Was it a lot of like scenario work?
I'll answer that. We didn't really do much different. I guess we just tried to play, a lot of different people, be ready for everything, and we played a lot of racket rivals, Roblox badminton. Really helped us prepare for this.
Oh, I heard that you guys were on Roblox a lot. Did that like prepare you mentally for what Orlando had to throw at you?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's worse than like a gold twos lobby and racket rivals. It's just a brutal battlefield there.
All right,
Thank you, Liz.
questions. We got any questions?
I have a question.
Dog and go.
I want to ask Lids, what qualities do you think makes for a good winger in this league? What have you really been working on to improve your game specifically? What attributes do you think work for that?
I just do what I'm told. Able to hit some slot passes, able to score otherwise, and really it's just fitting into my role and doing what my team needs me to do.
Okay, we've got time for a couple more. Anybody? Well, I guess I'll take the mic here. Seven Josh, it's really been a battle of defense, especially in some of those earlier periods. What do you think makes Orlando defense so hard to get inside the rhythm of, and how are you able to do it at least consistently in those last periods?
Orlando's definitely VOD reviewed us, and they know how we play. I forgot your question, but yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, sometimes just that ignorant confidence, that's the kind of confidence you need. Any questions with that?
I got one
Aspen,
more
Aspen,
question.
go.
What were the comms like when Winter 16 blunder happened?
I was just screaming Lids' name. I don't remember what else happened, but I was full belief in Lids to score that.
I went, what if Youppi had a low taper fade?
All right. One more question. We got time for one more question. Anybody? One more.
Lids, how did it feel to score for Boston in the finals?
Feels like any other goal I've ever scored.
All right, confident answer, but that is all the time we have. Seven Josh, Lids, you guys need to go get ready. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go back to commercial break. We'll be right back. Back live in the media room, and this time we've got two members of the Orlando Storm, Wad Zero, Vaculate Beef, joining me. Wad, I want to shoot the first question over to you. First game, you're looking strong early, and then you kind of almost toss it away. And the second game, that is the one that you do let go. What's the mentality like going into the third game, knowing that the series is tied 1-1?
Well, I mean this in all due respect, but 3 of the goals through the 2 games are goals that'll never happen again. So I feel like they should just be grateful that those went in.
Confident statements. I'm going to open it up to the rest of the reporters. Any questions? We got questions.
I want to ask Vacular Beef something.
Go.
What's up?
Yo, Vac. Lots of people throughout the league are saying that Orlando got a big increase in performance after you were brought into the starting lineup during the playoffs. Do you think that you play a bigger role than the man you replaced, Bug?
You know, Bug's a great player, great friend of mine as well. So I have nothing bad to say. He's, you know, I think I got lucky in the sense of where I've slot in with Packers, who I've played, I guess, 5 seasons now with. So I hope by now that we have some great chemistry, and I slot in really well with Packers.
All right, we got time for one more question. Anybody? One more.
Wad, are you going to win game 3?
And 4.
6 and 7?
Okay. Wad, what do you got for that?
I'm not saying that. I'm not getting clip farm.
Not getting. Not one more. Make it quick.
For both of you, the third period has been pretty rough for you guys in both game 1 and 2. How are you going to fix that moving forward so you can close out games?
Nothing.
Nothing. Hey, we love the confidence, but that is all the time we have. Vaculate Beef, Wad, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to send it right back to commercial break. Game 3 coming very, very shortly. Bad news bears, but not for Boston because they have tied this series back up 1-1 heading into game number 3. I'm Sheep003 back on the desk for the season 26 Blockey Hockey Finals. I'm joined by AllahFresco, Maspin, and Konechny, and I wanted to start talking to you, AllahFresco. Game number 1, we talked about it. It was close, but Orlando sneaks the victory. Same score line in game number 2, but this time Boston takes it. Do you think that momentum heading into game 3, it's going Boston's way or it's going Orlando's way?
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's more favoring Boston at the moment. They were able to mount a comeback in game 1. It came a little bit short in the third period. Game 2 kind of fell the same way. Orlando got off to a quick lead, and Boston eventually came back. And this time they were able to make the comeback count and were able to win game 2. If that starts happening in the first and second period, Orlando is definitely in trouble. So either team's got to fight the battle to either start the game out better or end the game better.
Maspin, we talked a little bit earlier about how strong the Orlando defense is, how shut down they can be. Boston, they may have cracked the code. Is it more a series of individual hero plays, or is it an actual turnaround from this Boston offense that's going to make them more consistent heading into game 3?
I personally think that, like, last game, most of the goals that Boston had, it was kind of like an individual defensive blunder from an Orlando teammate. Like, I think they're in the right positions, but I mean, like, if you look back at like the Siffin goal, like the Siffin solo goal, that was just a defensive blunder from, I believe it was Tindor and Herbie. And then, like, if you look back at the Lids goal, that was just Vaculate Beef not reacting nearly in time for the pass. I just think that Orlando just needs to be more strict on like the defensive side of things and just make sure that they're ready for everything and anything from this Boston team that they can throw at them.
Konechny, you know, they say star players make star plays. Do you expect the stars from this Orlando team to wake up and finally show their teeth? I mean, Packers kind of been silent throughout the duration of the series.
I mean, yeah, I would assume so. It's game 3 at this point. I would kind of hope that the star players would, wake up. Despite it being a 1-1 series score, I mean, I feel like Packers has been quite silent, like you said, and I think he kind of needs to wake up if this team wants a chance. I don't think he's been playing bad at all, though. I feel like, again, it's been a very, very even series so far, but I think if Orlando wants that upper edge, I think him and Wad both need to just kind of, I guess, lock in, something simple like that.
Lock in, that may be the name of the game for both of these squads, but AllahFresco, I want to take it back to a little bit of goalie talk. Winner 16 throughout these 2 games, been looking super consistent, super solid, but Boston on the other side, they've been fielding Zombie Magikarp, but I've been hearing whispers that Willier is finally going to join back up for the team. Do you think that's going to be a huge boost to this Boston Grizzlies team, not only in stopping power, but also in confidence?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Zombie Magikarp did what he could do. Obviously, being thrown into a situation like playing in the BHL Finals with that much pressure under your belt is no ordinary task, and I think he did it relatively well. Obviously, they want some shots back, but you can't reminisce on that. I think Willier has been their goaltender throughout the playoffs. He's been a solid goaltender, and he'll probably give them more comfort back there to play more like themselves. But you never know. He could have a bad game. He could be not ready for tonight. Who knows?
30 seconds remaining on the clock. That means predictions have got to happen. Maspin, you're looking at game 3. What do you think is going to happen?
Give me Boston 2-1.
Konechny, who do you got?
Oh man, I think it's gonna be another 3-2 game. I think I'm gonna take. Actually, it'll be 3-1 Boston. I think Willier is gonna completely have a great showing tonight, in his first game back.
AllahFresco.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take Boston in this game. I'm thinking 2-0.
Me personally, I think this is the time that Orlando steps up. I think they're winning this 2-0, but only time will tell. It's action-packed, it's exciting, and the only man to guide you through that action, it's Demoni in the box.
Welcome back. Game 3 underway. We will go to extra games. We'll have a game 4. But the team who wins this game will be 1 win away from the BHL Cup. And that is a lot of pressure to face. Do not underestimate the importance of this game 3. And I doubt either team is. Play underway. Youppi landing a good chance there. Doesn't make it to the far side as intended. He'll regroup. Back for 7Josh. The pass is picked off. Packers a deep shot. Glove down by Willier. And he is certainly warm already. Here's Packers. The good pullback. And doesn't get the chance off as Youppi defends him well. 7Josh up for Youppi. Birdie W forced back into his own zone. The P3 pinged down. Excellent defense from Youppi there. He still maintains the pressure. He's got it in the corner. Double pullback. Packers reads it. Takes advantage. Packers into the Boston end. Youppi trying to get out of the corner. Packers breaks free. Nearly gets it to back. Birdie W the rebound off the ping from a Boston defender. Couldn't break through. Here's Packers still with the double pullback. But Youppi able to get the upper hand. And he takes possession. Packers following him closely though. Both superstars here on 13 stand. Packers lands a pullback on Youppi. Has a bit of a step going up the boards. But he's eventually caught up to Wad 0 off the bench now for Orlando. Packers going off for a change. Wad trying to put the moves on Youppi, but fumbles it a little bit. Youppi couldn't quite get a move off though. Here's Frumpy Bear pressuring for Boston's. Back for Ghosty Ferret. Ferret up for Siffin. And that pass doesn't connect. Here's Herb Mead out of the corner. Trying to go up for Wad. Wad steals it off Frumpy Bear's stick as he received the pass. Tries the center, but it's pinged away by Siffin. He chases it down as Boston clears the zone. Sends it back for his defenseman Tindor, but Ghosty Ferret steals and shoots. Saved by winner 16. He tries to play it for Siffin center ice, but that doesn't go very far as Orlando takes back possession. Here's Ghosty Ferret. The pullback on Tindor to regroup as he nearly lost the puck. But he's not able to get anything going. Herb Hubede now marching down the ice. It's over to Wad 0 out of the corner. Wad, a good move, tries the far side, but Willier says no with the glove. I believe that was missing wide, but still, nonetheless, great ping there from Willier. Ghosty Ferret plays it back for 7Josh. 7Josh has Herb to beat. He plays it for Bacula Beef at the top of the circle. He'll take it into the corner. He tries to creep towards the net, but Youppi off the bench is able to deny that. 16 stamina. Youppi's on. Bacula Beef up for Packers. Packers has a bit of a step on the defender, but Youppi closes the gap. Trying to clear his own zone. He does. Birdie W receives that, though. Tries to play it to the middle, but 7Josh is there to intercept. 7Josh back in his own end, facing no pressure. Gets it up for Youppi. He's got room. Youppi towards the far side. Rebound available. And Lids misses wide. A great chance for Boston. Falls through their hands like sand. And we remain scoreless here in this first period. Packers taking it the other way through 7Josh. And Siffin comes flying in. Blocked by James. A good defensive play there. Siffin now taking it down the ice. Has Tindor to beat. Gets it across. Ghosty Ferret there. Doesn't have the angle to get the P3 off. Tindor would have gotten to it before him. A smart play to play it towards the boards there. Frumpy Bear tries Ghosty Ferret, but a miscomm there results into Orlando receiving that pass. Tindor now trying to go across. RPB gets there eventually after Frumpy Bear had his time with it. To the middle for Wad from the corner. That pass doesn't connect. It's back in the Orlando zone. Tindor facing Siffin now. He's able to get it through him eventually. Ghosty Ferret back on it for Boston in his defensive zone. Wad 0 following closely, gets the pullback off, has a shot off the near post, pulls it back, tries the rebound, and he's not able to jam it through. Willier looking a little lost. It looks like his mouse may have died. He's not moving his head at all. Orlando's got to take advantage here. Tindor up for Packers. Willier not quite back down to earth yet. Danger here for Boston. Packers out from the corner, trying Vacula Beef in the slot. It's pinged away by Boston. Rebound. Packers gets one through. And unfortunate events there for Boston as Orlando is able to take advantage of the injured goalie.
Honestly, I have nothing for that goal, Demone. I mean, Willie's mouse died, and it's just truly unfortunate if you're a Boston fan watching your goaltender, the goaltender everyone expected to, carry them through this game, to step up, but without a mouse, I mean, you can't play BHL, Demone.
And to be fair, the couple games he has played have proven, or the couple saves he's made have proven to be good, but just unfortunate circumstances there. When your mouse dies mid-play, there's not really a lot you can do about it. And Boston is forced to call a timeout here and call back in Zombie Magikarp to play the remainder of this game, it seems. So unless Orlando takes a timeout, they will not be able to sub Willier back in. Or actually, if it's between periods, they can, but Willier is going to have to do some quick mouse surgery to get it up and working before the second period. Zombie Magikarp looks to play out the remainder of this first period, and perhaps the second, if Willier cannot figure it out by then. Packers off the draw, wins it forward to the left. Youppi reads it, plays it well. Back into the Orlando zone they go. Boston's got to get one. They're now 1 for 1 on extraordinarily unlucky goals against. Here's Ghosty Ferret trying to cross it, looking for a man there. He did not have the intuition to read that play. Ghosty Ferret up the ice for Youppi. Wad 0 playing it down. The unseen narrative here is the top stack was on for the past 43 seconds. Forgot about the stamina area of the timeout. Packers pulling it back in the neutral zone. Just not able to get the shot away. And Orlando scoring a very lucky one. They get a break after Game 2's unfortunate events with Winner 16 suffering a bug. And we'll be back up at the desk to analyze what happened this period.
An eye for an eye and both men die is what they say, but a bugged goal for a bugged goal, well, that's a deal Orlando's going to take every day of the week. Back up to the desk, and I want to talk to Maspin just a little bit about this period so far. It really has been kind of even despite that goal coming in for Orlando, more even than those periods that have come before. What do you think this is looking like for both these teams, and who do you think is going to benefit from this evenness, I should say?
Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't even say that it was even. I actually think Orlando played worse in this period. I mean, Boston had so many golden opportunities to score that just didn't, register as a shot on target, like that Lids moment earlier when he had that open net, but just hit it just a little wide left. And I mean, Boston, they're creeping at the door against Orlando right now. If they're not careful, I believe that they can get themselves back into this game and comfortably. But we're just going to have to wait and see if that's possible.
Boston offense looking dangerous once again. And Konechny, you look at this scoreboard, you look at this 1-goal lead for Orlando. Do you think that's sustainable throughout the rest of this game and into the second?
Absolutely not, considering how Orlando plays in the third period. Even if this score settled until that, I think Orlando would eventually blow that lead. Orlando definitely needs about 1 or 2 more goals, I think, to comfortably ride into that third period where they are known to collapse. But I think the momentum can ride on their tail a little bit now, just because I know they didn't play as well that period, but I think they can use, that goal they scored against. They can finally rest down their nerves as well, because obviously they went down a goal last game due to the, unluckiness of whatever happened. And now they got one in their favor, so I think that'll calm the nerves of them a little bit. Winner 16 will get a little more happy in his life, and, they'll be able to take that, ride that momentum, I think.
Grizzlies looking to get their roar back, looking to get themselves back on the scoreboard. I'll send it back down to Demone.
We're back for the second period there. And Orlando up 1-0 in this one. Both games have been extraordinarily close so far, and this game is no exception. Here's Packers down the boards. 7 Josh defending him. Vacula Beef coming in for the pinch. And it'll work as Packers nearly regains possession, but Boston able to play it well and out of their zone. Birdie W stretch pass blocked by Youppi, but the re-up ends up on the stick of Packers. 7 Josh back to defend that one. He'll let Youppi take his hand in defending Packers from the corner. That'll work. Youppi trying to get it out of the zone. Packers somehow gets a pullback off. And a near miss there for Boston, as if Packers got that shot off, that would have been very dangerous. Here's Youppi in the corner. Packers pressuring him. Youppi back for it, taking it around to the other side. Has an open man, Lids, but Birdie W plays it well. He's behind his own net now. Tries to find Packers up the near boards. He faces Ghosty Ferret in the neutral zone. Ferret will take hold. Vaculate Beef gets the pullback off, but Ferret hits him right back. Trying to take it past Tindor, crosses at Siffin, there, and he scores! A one-timer for the ages as Boston strikes back. They even the score. It's 1-1.
Nearly combining in game 2, I believe. Siffin hitting the post, or winner 16, making a save. This time it finds the far corner, and that is an incredible goal for Boston. Great momentum giver as well. Packers has to get off now. He's going to be behind on Stam, and they just lost a lot of momentum going for them.
So Orlando, a strong opening period. But it seems the same story is unfolding before us. They are starting to crumble. We'll see if they can pull it back. Ghosty Ferret off the draw. Winner 16 coming way out to make that save. It nearly proves to be a grave mistake, but fortunately Orlando is able to recover from that. Ghosty Ferret tries to find it up for Siffin. A series of pullbacks there. Doesn't fool Tindor. Wad Zero now up into the Boston zone, makes his entry. Has it behind the net, challenged by Ghosty Ferret. Wad Zero loses it, oversteps it, Ghosty Ferret for Siffin again, and they'll connect! Siffin finds the back of the net! Another goal for Boston!
Siffin is dialed, Ferret is dialed. This Boston team is crawling back into this game, just like I said on the desk. Orlando, they're not doing that, they're not strict on the defensive end of things, and now they're just letting Siffin crawl and potentially lead Boston to a championship. Orlando needs to be more careful, especially the second line. The second line has looked a little shaky all series long.
And yeah, that is just heartbreaking. Something you didn't mention. Winner 16 was so far out of position here. I gotta wonder, are the cracks showing? Is Winner starting to lose his confidence? He does not look like the same Vesna nominee Winner 16 that we've seen all season. And Conn Smythe, I guess he's considered to be top of the Conn Smythe conversation. Up until this series, he has not posted the greatest stats. We can only hope that he turns us around and gives us the Winner 16 we're used to. Here's Lids trying the deep P3 from the stick of 7 Josh. That won't work. 7 Josh finds it up the boards for Youppi. They click. Youppi from deep trying the P3, but Vaculate Beef gets there before him. 7 Josh will find the pass up the boards. Packers taking it off Youppi's stick, making his way down the near boards. And Youppi will pressure him into the corner. Youppi back down the ice. Birdie W, a good defensive play, makes it to the stick of Packers somehow, gets the pullback off, but can't get a shot. Packers a pullback, makes it in front of the net, but just could not get it off. Vaculate Beef from deep, and it's blocked by 7 Josh. Orlando, 2 prime chances there, but somehow they're just not able to solve the Boston defense there. Here's Vaculate Beef, a good pullback on Ghosty Ferret. They're giving it everything they've got. No shot to be found. Ghosty Ferret will clear. Herb Umid back to defend. Siffin taking advantage, though. Nearly gets a shot on him. Birdie W now. Up the boards for Vaculate Beef. Ghosty Ferret receives it, pings it up for Siffin. But Herb Hubiedt is back to defend it. Herb now with Siffin on him. Tracks back behind his own net. Tries to send it up the near boards for Wad. He's got Ghosty Ferret to beat. And he does into the Boston zone. Behind the net they go. Wad and Ferret fighting for it. He gets the pullbacks off. Wad 0 in! And Herb Hubiedt tries to finish the Zob, but what a save by Zombie Magikarp. And Boston somehow evade that second Orlando goal. Yet again. They're definitely being put on their toes, though. A minute 33 left in this second period. Wad 0 trying to get past Siffin on the board. Siffin shuts him down. Into the Orlando corner he goes. Trying to get something going. Wad 0 eventually wins that corner battle, but Youppi, fresh off the bench, is able to stop him there. Lids creeping into the slot. Youppi nearly able to get it to his stick, but it's not enough. Packers finally receives the puck and exits the zone, relieving the pressure. Here's Packers with Youppi behind him. The pullback doesn't fool him. He'll try the pass to Wad 0. That doesn't connect. 7 Josh there to defend. Wad 0 on him, though. It's a bad matchup. Youppi taking it around his own net, evading the pressure of Wad 0. Packers on the boards. Unable to shut him down at the first attempt, but he's able to get him into his own zone. Packers now down the boards. On 14 stamina, he's got to get off soon. And that's unfortunate, as Wad 0 just went off to the bench. Orlando's running out of superstars. Here's Youppi evading the pressure of Vacuole Beef, only barely able to get that P3 up the ice. Back out to Packers now. In the middle of the ice. Youppi able to defend him well. Trying to get it down past Birdie W, but he can't. The stretch pass for Vacuole Beef ends up on the stick of Ghosty Ferret, who will just clear and end the second period. So 2-1 after 2. Boston striking back with 2 quick goals early in this second period, as we will send it back up to the desk.
You can hear them muttering in the crowd, calm before the storm, calm before the storm. But when the calm lasts this long, you question if the storm's even coming at all. Back up on the desk, and AllahFresco, we got to talk about Orlando. It feels like they've gone missing. Where is this team? Where is Packers?
Yeah, I mean, it appears that Packers has finally met his match on the first line against Youppi, who's done a good job of shutting him down. I mean, they've both had their chances and they've both gotten on the board, but it seems to be very even. I think where Orlando is faltering is ironically the second line, which we interviewed in between periods. They seem pretty confident and cocky, but they have been pretty subpar this series outside of a goal from Herbie Hubiedt in Game 2. And yet again, they conceded 2 goals there to Siffin in that second period. So that second line has to step it up.
Yeah, and Maspin, speaking of that interview with the Orlando players, Wad 0, notable player on that second line, when asked what he was going to change going into game number 3, he said nothing. Do you think that's the right answer going into the third period of a losing game?
Oh, wait, were you not talking to Al?
Oh, I was talking to you, Maspin. My bad.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to Al.
Wad said some dumb stuff in the interview, and is that good?
No, it is not good at all. And like, you can't really go into this series, cocky and thinking that you're gonna rule the ice like the king. But I mean, Wad 0, he's kind of getting a bit humbled right now, and we need to see a lot more of him. He really wants. If you want to be a BHL champion, you have to step up in these games, in these moments.
Can't act like a king if you don't got a crown on your head, and only one of these teams is going to earn that honor. Third period, game 3. Demoni, take us away.
Who will rise to the occasion? Will Boston defend their game 3 lead and take it to a do-or-die game 4? Or will Orlando make the comeback and flip the tables on Boston? Only time will tell. 5:46 in this third period. A Youppi breaking it out of his own zone. Trying to get it past Birdie W, but he plays the gap on him well. Gets it back into his own zone. with plenty of room to work with. Gets the pass up for Packers. Youppi plays it well, reads it. Reads the second attempt as well. Able to get it through Packers. Another pass, and Boston is just playing these passes so well. It looks like Orlando's trying to sort of force them at this point. Youppi now, forechecked well by Vaculent Beef. 7 Josh, able to clutch up. Vaculent Beef gets possession back, though, and Youppi narrowly able to regain possession in time to save him from the shot. Lids from deep, on the other way, and Winner 16 makes the save. A very fast sequence there, but we're back to our regularly scheduled corner battle. Youppi breaks it out, has room past Tindor, gets the angle, but Vaculent Beef in the slot says no. Tindor, the lone second liner on the ice. Wad on now. Off the bench, he's able to receive it after Boston shut him down in the corner. Frumpy Bear behind his own net with a lot of room. Takes it up for Ghosty Ferret. Wad 0 receives that pass, though. Gets it to the middle, but not far enough for ohLuvv to receive the pass. It's up the near boards for Siffin. He pressures into the Orlando zone. Tindor gets it by him with some grease. Wad 0 unable to handle the stretch pass, though. Siffin shuts him down. Gets it all the way into the Orlando corner, where Tindor will do the dirty work. Tindor now deep in the neutral zone. Sends one up for Wad. He connects, but the one-timer is well wide. Definitely not where he intended that to go, but ohLuvv, I get my Frenchies mixed up. Gets the slot pass off. That's an arrow miss. Tindor's slot pass. Another near miss as Wad 0 just fails to connect with it. And to be fair, that's a very hard shot to hit. Ghosty Ferret, a shot from deep. That's pinged down by Tindor. Excellent defensive work there from the trade acquisition. Here's a small pass up for Ghosty Ferret, who slams one from beyond the blue line. Winner 16 is able to make that save. Packers now streaking down the ice. 7 Josh shuts him down as he creeps towards the net. Packers and Youppi battling for it behind the net. Youppi getting it out, crossing it. Lids there, but Birdie W gets to it first. Youppi another cross attempt. Packers receives it this time. Both of those not reaching the intended target. Lids. Youppi shutting down Packers on the boards. A third cross pass towards Lids in the middle, but Vaculent Beef this time. All 3 Orlando players able to deflect those passes. Back tries to go down the boards. Youppi quickly able to regain possession. Finds Lids in the slot, and what a save from Winner 16. Play goes on. Rebound is collected by the Orlando Storm. Packers takes it into the corner. Youppi quickly wrestling that one away from him. Has it behind his own net. He's pressured. Forces Packers to chase behind the net. Gets a step on him. Up the near boards. Past Vaculent Beef. Youppi a freight train towards the ice. And he scores. Youppi makes it 3-1 Boston as he goes all 200 feet.
What a great goal from Youppi there. And honestly, this Boston train is hitting Orlando hard every single period. It just seems like it just hasn't stopped hitting them since the second period. It just has always been Boston, Boston, Boston. Orlando can't even get shots on target. Zombie Magikarp has been locked in. The defense has been locked in. Boston offense finally, everything is clicking in place for Boston right now.
And this is a crucial point in the series. This could be the turning point. 2:12 to go. Orlando down by 2 in game 3, risking going to an elimination game 4 where they are the ones in the hot seat. A lot of pressure here riding on Tindor's shoulders to get it out of the zone. Ghosty Ferret pressuring him, making sure that doesn't happen. Chasing him behind his own net. Aggressive from Ghosty Ferret. Tindor eventually able to get it out. Wad 0 trying to regroup that pass as it ends up on the stick of Siffin, but Orlando just have no answer to how Boston's been reading them. Here's Herb trying to get past Ghosty Ferret. Can't do it. Tindor back in the neutral zone. Pulls it back, but a misplay there as Ghosty Ferret plays once for Siffin. A little too far in front of them, but Boston had a golden opportunity there to get another one on the board. Wad 0 pounds one down the ice. Herb Umid will pressure as that ended up on the stick of Youppi. Youppi gets away from him, tries to send it up for Siffin. He's got Tindor, and winner 16 is nowhere to be found. It looks like Orlando will be pulling the goalie with 1:05 left. Tindor now. On for Orlando, Vacula Beef. It's up for Wad now as it pinballs off the stick of Siffin. Vacula Beef tries to pound one from deep. He oversteps it. Youppi, the stam advantage, finds the empty net. Somebody grab the defibrillators. Orlando is down on the ice, and Boston finds themselves the dagger.
Boston can finally feel it now. The pressure in the room is going to be rising against Orlando in Game 4. And Boston, this train just keeps going. They just need to keep it going and throw Orlando in the fish tank. Youppi's playing incredibly well.
I do have to say, this Orlando team just seems to have run out of gas. And it's reminding me of a fight between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Way back when George Foreman, known for just Muhammad Ali, known for just taking blows, just letting Orlando, or Boston is Muhammad Ali in the situation. Sorry, I'm over explaining the metaphor, but Boston just letting Orlando at him, just reading their play style, and finally, when the time is right, they're letting all of their gas out of the tank and defeating Orlando here in Game 3. Packers with a good opportunity there. Don't know how that happened, but Orlando getting some last-second chances here, down 4-1. It's not going to be enough. Ghosty Ferret with a last-second opportunity. He looks to get one past winner 16. That's a good glove to end it out. And Boston will take this one 4-1 as we go to a Game 4. Orlando down in the series, facing elimination. How will they respond? We'll find out in just a few short moments.
coming back to a shot of the Blockey Hockey League trophy. That is what will be awarded to the team that will finally take this and win this finals in this 5-game series. And game 4 is about to kick off here in Boston. I'm Sheep003, joined on the desk by my compatriots. We've got Konechny, Sammy the Whale, AllahFresco. And Konechny, we got to start by talking about the way Boston has been playing. Game 3 looked dominant. Are you expecting more of the same?
Honestly, yeah. I think Youppi's not one to blow a series, except in Season 9. We don't talk about that. But that was way back when. Youppi's the type of guy to actually finish out a series. But I feel like, obviously, Orlando just kind of looks dead in the water as well. They kind of everything just kind of fell apart. They didn't even collapse in the third period. Last game, they just collapsed after, like, the first. But, yeah, I feel like Boston's going to probably close this one out.
Yeah, Sammy the Whale, we talk about some of the struggles that this Orlando Storm team has been having. Usually such a defensive mastermind of a team. They've been looking flat offensively. Nothing's working. Even Winter 16 is starting to let through some of these easy shots. What do you do to Orlando to just totally reset that mentality and get back in the game?
I mean, it's going to be tough because I feel like I know a lot of these Orlando people, there are a lot of confident people on that team, and so once they go out and they start losing like that, I mean, I don't know, it must hurt some of them, especially, you got people like WOD0, Tindor. I feel like those are big ego players, so once they start losing, it might, go off the rails for them. In terms of a reset, they definitely need a reset because, I feel like this Orlando team is very good, and if you kind of look at it, I feel like their depth should be at least being able to keep up with this Boston team, but I don't know, they just kind of seem really flat right now. They're just not really able to do much when their superstars aren't doing anything.
AllahFresco, when you take a look at this game and you take a look at some of these star players, who's the one guy you look at and you say, this is going to be the one who's going to take over game number 4? Who's that name going to be?
I think Packers is due for a good game here. I think he's due to take over. If he doesn't take over, I think Orlando's chances are very slim to none.
Game number 3 looked bad. It's Boston looking for a chance to close out this series. They're already leading 2-1. Game number 4, let's go down to the ice and to take you through the action, it's big man Damoni.
It's all on the line here. Orlando facing elimination. And will they come back and force a game 5? We will see. Packers off the draw. A tough one at that. Able to win it forward. Youppi back in his own zone, defending out of the corner. He's able to get some space from Packers. Tries to take it on along the boards. Birdie W there to shut him down. But he's forced back into his own zone. Stumbles back a little bit after Youppi got a hit that maybe he didn't expect there. Birdie still has it. Tries the blind P3 forward, but Youppi reads it well. He gets the pullback off. He's absolutely dominating play the past 30 seconds. Trying to get it past the boards. Or past Birdie W on the boards. He does. Birdie's P3 ends up on the stick of Josh, and that's right back into the hands of Youppi, who finds the slot. Lids is there, but it goes in and out of his range as that whizzes by him. Vacula Beef now, finally with a chance for Orlando. Hits the near post. The rebound is available, and Youppi comes back to clear it. We don't normally see the player come back. Youppi a shot the other way, and Winter 16. What an incredible glove save. 2 excellent chances for both these teams to start off game 4, but we remain scoreless. Here's Youppi back down the boards towards the Orlando zone. Picks off the pass from Tindor. Tindor with plenty of room. Youppi's going off to change. Siffin will pressure. Tindor gets it through him, but Ghosty Ferret comes in aggressively, taking that one into the corner. Takes charge of the play. Orlando forced to just boot it down the ice. It ends up on the stick of WOD, though, as Frumpy Bear does the same thing. Herb Humid lets WOD have it in the corner. Not sure about that decision. Ghosty Ferret gets possession, tries to cross it. Siffin there, but just doesn't find it. Passes just a little off the mark. Frumpy Bear boots one down the ice. It ends up in the Orlando zone. Tindor will take it, followed closely by Siffin. trying to find it up the ice for WOD0. Ghosty Ferret finds it through Herb. Tries to cut through the middle, but WOD0 there. And he's able to ping it away from him. Tries to get a flat pass towards the slot, and Zombie Magikarp somehow keeps that out of the net with some help from Frumpy Bear. WOD0 a second chance, and they score! Orlando find themselves up 1-0 in the first period. And we may see the story repeat. They're back on top.
Yes, Orlando finding themselves in a similar situation again, scoring the first goal of the game, and a brilliant play there from WOD0, taking the puck away in a kind of chaotic situation after Frumpy Bear almost puts it into his own net. They're able to clear, but WOD0 able to take advantage of the chaos, rings it off the post, and is able to tap it past Zombie Magikarp there. And that's what Orlando needs. They need this second line to step up. They've been kind of getting floored in these past couple games.
And I mean, Willie still sitting on the bench for Boston. Tough break there for Zombie Magikarp. Not much he could do there. He already cleared one shot off the goal line, and it's hard to get two in a row. Here's Packers down the ice. Youppi defending him well. Birdie W with plenty of space, crosses it, tries to find Vacula Beef. 7 Josh stepping in to stop that opportunity. Youppi willing his way down the boards, inching forward. Birdie W takes it back into his own zone. Lids now. Very soft forecheck there. Vacula Beef has it on the boards. Plenty of room. Not able to make a play with it though. 7 Josh back for it, but sort of fumbles over a little bit. Vacula Beef getting it towards the slot. Packers not quite there to receive the pass, but he's still got pressure on Youppi. Both players on 12 stam now. They've got to get off soon. Birdie W in his own end, hounded by Youppi. Youppi takes it behind the net, out to the opposite corner. Tries to find Lids in the slot. Lids is there, gets the shot away. Winner 16 makes the save. I believe an Orlando player may have hit that into him because it did not register as a shot. And Youppi finally needs to get off the ice here. He lets Herb take it. He's on 9 stam now. And he's still chasing that puck, trying to get something going. And he'll finally head off. WOD0 with a chance here. Takes it through Siffin. Can't get through Ghosty Ferret though. Ferret pulls it back onto the boards. Across for Siffin. Good move there, but just couldn't connect with his target. Tindor now behind the net, chased down by Siffin. Siffin still has good pressure. They wrestle each other for it. Tindor eventually squeaks one out to WOD0, who has it down the boards. He's shut down. Ghosty Ferret rocking that Wigs Championship stick, takes a shot. Winner 16 makes an easy save. Square to that puck. Ghosty Ferret back for it, trying to find it across for Siffin. It's dispatched by the Orlando defense. Frumpy Bear with plenty of room takes it to the boards. He'll leave it for Ghosty Ferret to pressure. He receives the pass intended for Herb. Takes the shot and rings it off the post. WOD0 will collect the rebound. He'll crit chain down the near boards. Has it in the corner. Nobody for him in the slot. Packers off the bench now, waiting for that pass. Ghosty Ferret with WOD on him. 40 seconds left to go in this first period. Boston still find themselves down a goal. Youppi with Packers on him on 12 stamina. Not ideal due to him staying out that long. Vacula Beef finds it in the corner. Trying to get it away from Youppi. He does, but he oversteps the puck. Has it. The pass is good, but it's not there for Packers. Just out of his reach. Youppi, 10 stamina in the corner. 10 seconds to go. He's got to kill this remaining 10 seconds, and he does. Gets it down the ice. Has a lane to the net. Shoots off the near post. Ooh. And it's cleared out. Winner 16. A miraculous save. 7 Josh from deep. Won't connect. And that'll be it. A dramatic ending to the first period. As Winner 16 is back on his toes. We'll send it back to the desk for more analysis.
Absolutely hero plays coming out, but don't get confused. The story is still the same. It is Orlando coming out of the first period with the lead, and AllahFresco, we got to talk about winner 16. He has been putting up the numbers. This man is absolutely on fire right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Boston probably had the majority of chances that period, and winner 16 able to stand tall. He's been a Vezina candidate, as you guys have mentioned earlier in the broadcast, and he's had a .9 the entire playoffs. If he continues to play this way, Orlando will definitely appreciate it and might be able to take this game.
Absolutely. And Sammy the Whale, I mean, this is the time that Boston starts to wake up. You know, hibernation takes a little bit, but finally we're starting to get to the point where you expect Boston to return to form. Is that what you expect to happen in the second, or do you think Orlando is going to continue to pile on the pressure?
I mean, it felt like Boston was doing most of the shots and whatnot offense that period. I don't know. A thing I was seeing is Birdie was really struggling with Youppi. He could barely clear the zone, and Packers was just not really getting activated at all. So I feel like maybe Orlando's got to like swap it up a little bit, push Packers back a little bit, so it's a more of a 1v1 versus Youppi rather than trying to trust Birdie W to get service up there, because that's not really working for them. They've got one shot off that one wad goal, and that first line is kind of getting dominated by Youppi right now.
Konechny, before that first period started, AllahFresco said that it was a Packers game. Do you think that's still going to happen, or do you think Packers has been sufficiently silenced?
I'm not going to lie, he's been pretty silent. I don't want to say sufficiently, because I mean, there's still time left, but it's not looking great for him. I'll give him this period. If he doesn't wake up this period, I think it's going to be wraps, to be honest. Because, I mean, it's not like he's playing horrible again. It's just not scoring, and Youppi's kind of dominating that line still.
Second period so critical. Let's send it back down to Demoni.
Thank you, Sheep. We're back for that second period. Orlando, a pivotal game here. They're up 1-0. Boston looking to shift things into second gear here. Packers off the boards, willing his way towards the net. Nearly gets it off that near post, but just barely shy. Birdie W's pass towards the middle doesn't work. It gets up for Youppi. Youppi across for Lids. Open shot, save, winner 16, and it's cleared out by Orlando. Youppi still with possession, though, pulling it back, trying to deceive the defenders, get a lane to the net. It won't work. Youppi, slot pass, blocked by Packers. Still has it back in the corner. Birdie able to clear. 7 Josh now. We'll set it down the ice for Youppi again. Youppi once again tries the slot pass. Birdie W, a good ping that time. Lids trying to ping down Birdie W's pass. It's no use. It's up for Packers, but Youppi comes across and shuts him down again. Birdie able to get the shutdown that time. It's back for 7 Josh. Plenty of room. Sends it to the wrong side. That is not where Youppi is. I'm assuming that's the game plan. Get it to Youppi and just let him do the work. Here's Packers in the corner. 7 Josh able to make good work of that. Attaboy. Up the boards, Youppi chasing down Birdie W in his own zone. Closing that gap, gets the pullback off. Looking to get a shot from the corner, but it's blocked. Orlando defense proves to be too strong. Siffin gets it off Packers, has a lane to the net. The P3 saved by winner 16. He's 6 for 6. Tindor now out from the corner, trying to get one up for Wad 0. Wad couldn't quite get a grip on that puck. Siffin pressures. Tindor's pass goes through him. But Ghosty Ferret, good opportunity there. Wad 0 the other way as Ghosty Ferret oversteps it, but can't get the shot away. Ghosty Ferret, good back check. Wad 0 out of the corner, full zombie Magikarp, but can't get the final hit of that shot away. Otherwise, he would have had the entire Boston defense up in the rafters. Not like that. Not like that. Here's Tindor behind his own net. Wad 0 now. Down the ice. Ghosty Ferret takes it from him. Up for Siffin. Frumpy Bear finds it there. Wad 0. Wad 0. Down past Frumpy Bear. Tries to find the slot or the far side. I could not tell where he was aiming that, but either way, it just goes right in between. And Orlando look hot right now. Frumpy Bear. Down the ice, Ghosty Ferret, an open shot, save, winner 16. He'll drop it for Tindor. Tindor now getting one up the ice, trying to, at least, as Lids makes easy work of that as it deflected off the boards in a weird way. Ghosty Ferret tries to find Lids across the ice. He'll change on for Youppi. Youppi tries to take Wad in the corner, but Wad gets free. Gets a shot on Zombie Magikarp. That'll be an easy save for him as he's hugging his post. Youppi has a step on Packers, but couldn't quite finish the job as Packers crept back in. 2:34 to go. In the second period, just over halfway through this game, Orlando still find themselves up 1-0, but Boston drastically leading the shot count. They've got to find a way to break through winner 16 here. Here's Youppi along the boards with Birdie W. Both players essentially touch farming there, but it'll eventually break free for Youppi. Birdie W gets a quick pullback on him, though. Tries to get one up for Packers. Youppi couldn't handle it. Packers gets there in time, but couldn't get the shot away. Birdie W faces pressure from Lids. The pass intended for Packers ends up on the stick of Youppi, who gets it passed back. Into the middle he goes, but Vaculet Beef just has a block ahead of him. Youppi to the slot. Siffin there, but it doesn't make it to his stick. Another slot opportunity. That one's gloved by winner 16. Vaculet Beef out of his own end. Up for Siffin. Vaculet Beef cuts through Siffin, takes the shot, and he lands one on the far side. Vaculet Beef, what do you say? It's 2-0 Orlando.
Tough break there for Boston. It seemed like they were dominating the entire period, and then Vaculet Beef takes over the puck. A bit of a solo play, something we haven't really seen from Vac much. He's usually the winger sitting in the slot, but he takes the puck. A nice little swing there, and he just blasts it through, I believe, Frumpy Bear there and the goaltender, Zombie Magikarp. He was able to get it past the defender as the defender was too close to the puck, and the big shot of Vaculet Beef goes through the defender, and Zombie Magikarp not able to get a stick on it. And they're up 2-0 now.
A sneaky one there from Vaculet Beef. Boston in troubled waters here. Can they find their way out like they have in the past? Here's Ghosty Ferret from the slot. A good move. Couldn't make it to the net, though. Here's Siffin. Pressuring deep in Orlando's zone. Tindor with good control of it. Hits the pullback on Siffin. Trying to break free out of his own zone. He does. Trying to go up for Wad, but Ghosty Ferret shuts him down on the board. Ferret towards the middle. Siffin unable to connect on the one-timer, and he'll go off for a change. Therapy meet up for Wad. On 11 stamina, he's going to have to get off soon. Youppi takes it, has the same advantage, tries to cut through two defenders, but can't do it. Ghosty Ferret oversteps it. Wad 0 from deep, a powerful shot. That's saved by Zombie Magikarp. Youppi in his own zone, 30 seconds to go. Him, Ghosty Ferret, and Frumpy Bear on the ice. He'll take it down the near boards. Birdie W back to defend. Youppi in the corner. Birdie W able to find it onto the opposite side of the zone, but they haven't quite cleared. Finally, they do. It's Packers taking it down the boards, but Frumpy Bear making quick work of him. Or sorry, Seven Josh making quick work of him. Seven Josh up the boards. Youppi it nearly had a step on Birdie W. 4 seconds to go. Can't quite get that slot pass off. And Boston down 2-0 heading into the third period of Game 4. Orlando staying alive here. Facing elimination. We'll go back up to the desk.
The winner 16 master class continues, and it looks like Vaculet Beef, well, they might be a professor for one of those lessons. Sitting here on the desk, and Sammy the Whale, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we were talking about earlier. Before the stream went live, we were all kind of discussing what happened in that game number 3. We were all saying Youppi doesn't give up games like this. Youppi locks down series, he finishes them off. Do you think that's still going to happen, or do you think that this is the Boston Grizzlies finally meeting their maker?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say they're meeting their maker, because I still feel like they're probably playing a little bit better in this game. I think they're just getting a little bit unlucky that, Winner's having a pretty good game. They had that one chance going off the line, and then, Zombie Magikarp, maybe a little bit soft goals to give up. It's a little bit tough, but I don't really think they're meeting their maker. I think they still have a decent momentum going. They could definitely still score 2 goals, since I don't know. This Orlando defense has not been as good as I've seen throughout the season. But I mean, if they keep it up, even if they lose this game, they still, I feel like, have momentum they could take into that game 5 since they're playing better.
AllahFresco, we've seen situations like this before. Orlando has had these comfortable, I put that in quotes, comfortable 2-goal leads before, and it hasn't turned out very well for them. Is this another situation like that, or what do you do if you're Orlando to really lock this game down?
Yeah, I mean, they got to change something up mentally, I think is the best idea. They've had this, they have to forget about the 2-goal leads blown in the past. They got a tall task ahead of them. The third period has been really, really rough for them. They haven't scored a goal in the third period, and they've conceded quite a few. So they got to just forget about the past and just lock down this game.
Orlando Storm fighting for game 5. Boston, they want to end it right here, right now. I'll send it right back down to the ice. Damoni, take it away.
Welcome back. Third period, pivotal moment here for either team. Boston can close it out with 3 quick goals, but Orlando look to stay alive and force a game 5. We will see who the victor will be in just 6 short minutes. Youppi out of the corner, trying to find a slot pass. Won't be able to get there, but he has it still. Good moves. He's double teamed, and he can't quite get the pass out. Birdie W across. Vacula Beef. Lots of room here. Takes the shot. Zombie Magikarp. What a save. Excellent glove on a powerful shot. Youppi now taking it down the boards. Big hit on Birdie W, and that is not going to be called. It is deemed on puck. Youppi can't quite find any ground in the Orlando zone. He's forced back. 7 Josh will pound one up for him. Youppi still chasing. Seven Josh now down the boards. Youppi once again out of the corner, breaks free.
Whoa.
Tries the near side as Winner was just a little bit off his post, but he couldn't find the correct angle. And that's Winner's 8th of the night.
He's had all the answers.
Birdie W up for Packers. Both teams changing now. Packers P3 doesn't make it through Frumpy Bear. Birdie W will try and help him out. Siffin able to get good pressure on Birdie, trying to get an angle for a shot, but won't be able to make that happen. Big hit behind the net by Wad. Let the play go on, though. Siffin behind the net, challenged by Tindor. Tindor breaking it out. Getting it up for Wad 0. Wad pulling it back, taking the shot, save Zombie Magikarp. Another electric glove save from the young goalie. Here's Wad 0 out of the corner, trying another shot, and Zombie Magikarp stays sharp again. Wad finds the middle, and Frumpy Bear with a good defensive play to keep that one out of the slot. Ghosty Ferret chasing down Wad. In the corner, they battle for it. Chipping at each other, Ghosty Ferret is able to finally get one out. Wad 0 takes it back into the corner for safety. Ghosty Ferret tries to read the pullback, but Wad, too quick on the draw for him, gets it through. Wad 0 behind the net. 7 Josh off the bench, able to take it from him. In the corner, just trying to kill it. Siffin will go off for a change. 7 Josh up the ice. Youppi off the bench. Nearly a golden opportunity, but Tindor gets the ping on that puck first.
Yeah, halfway through the period, Orlando's doing a good job so far.
Orlando is keeping Boston out of their own zone. Youppi in the corner looks to change that as he feeds the slot. It's pinged down by Packers. He's still trying to get something going. 7 Josh down the boards. Youppi will chase. He gets stuck behind the net. Tindor doesn't take notice, though. He still lets him pressure. He gets one up for Packers. Takes the shot. Saves Zombie Magikarp. He'll play it behind the net. 7 Josh. Zombie Magikarp playing well, but it may be too little too late. As Vacula Beef looks to get a pass out. 7 Josh steps over the puck. Doesn't let him do it. Youppi trying to go down the ice. Vacula Beef looking to get the edge on him. Youppi trying to go for lids, but Just unfortunate timing as Lids cuts across. They'll try and get it to the middle, but I believe an Orlando player got a stick on that. Still with possession, still going strong as Youppi. Trying to get it to the middle. Pinged out by Vacula Beef. He's still got pressure on Birdie W, though. Really, really trying to make this work. Packers relieves some of the pressure for Orlando, sends it down the ice. He may look to go off for a change soon. Youppi taking the reins here. Pings it back into his zone. Don't think he meant to do that. He tried to pull it back, I believe. Packers takes hold now. He's got it in the Boston end. In the corner, Youppi on him. Packers out from the corner, finds Wad, but the angle's not there. Youppi down the ice. Siffin will pressure, and he'll finally be able to get a change. Both second lines coming on here as Birdie W, the lone first liner, changing off. Here's Siffin. Pressure on Wad. Good pullback, but it's right into Tindor. Wad 0 down the ice. Tries to cross it. Frumpy Bear's there. The lead pass for Siffin doesn't do anything as Tindor's able to shut it down. Herb Humid on the boards. Whiffs once and twice. Allows Siffin to pressure. Tindor at his own end. His pass blocked by Ghosty Ferret. 46 seconds to go. Boston down by 2. Tindor across. Herb Humid won't be able to get the shot off. Boston stays alive. Frumpy Bear chasing down Herb Humid. Herb from the boards, not able to get anything going, but he's holding him off at least. That's all they have to do. Just 28 seconds. Orlando up by 2. An insurmountable lead for Boston, seemingly. 18 seconds. This has to be a goal here. Youppi in the corner with Tindor. Trying to squeak one out for Ghosty Ferret. It's blocked by Wad. 10 seconds to go. Another block. And this one will go to Game 5. One last shot. That's not going to do it. Orlando have won Game 4. And it is now win or go home for both teams. AllahFresco, any thoughts?
I mean, after a pretty dominating game for Boston, kudos to Orlando coming out this game and doing the exact opposite. I mean, Boston had majority of the opportunities, but they weren't able to put any goals up, and Orlando able to take home a 2-0 victory, and I'm excited. It's Game 5, so.
Game 5 coming to you shortly. We'll be right back.
When the 1A and 1B team face off on the grandest stage of them all, it could only end in one way. Game 5. It is the season 26 BHL Finals, Boston Grizzlies versus Orlando Storm, and we are going to a decider match. Winner takes all. Go home or go a champion. I'm joined on the desk here by Konechny, Sammy the Whale, and AllahFresco, and I want to take the first question over to Konechny. We thought that Boston had this all sealed up after that dominant game number 3, but Orlando, they put their foot on the gas. What changed in that game number 4 for Orlando?
I think Orlando, it was kind of strange. The first 2 periods, Orlando was not playing very well at all. I think they got 2, I wouldn't say lucky goals, but they got 2 very nice goals, I would say, I guess. But, like, obviously, they're only, like, 2 best chances, really, of those periods, I guess I would say. And then the third period, it completely just came out all guns firing. They played very well, got a lot of shots, shut down Youppi and co. And I think, you know, we were all talking about the Packers game last game. We're all like, oh, Packers is going to come out, going to have a great game. He's due for a game. We forgot about Winter 16. And Winter 16 was due for a game, and there was his game right there. Shutout, obviously. Played very, very well. And then, obviously, Orlando picked it back up in the third period. And, yeah.
Exactly. AllahFresco, we know that Boston are still wrought with superstars. That Sif and Youppi duo is still just waiting to get back online. Do you expect Boston to go back to that game plan of just letting the big dogs eat, or do you expect them to try to change it up one more time to throw Orlando off going into this game number 5?
Nah, I think Boston's a team that trusts their play style. They're definitely not changing anything up. They're going with their same play style, and I believe Orlando is in the same boat. However, I do think the play on the ice is going to get a lot more conservative. People do not want to make the big mistake to give up the game in Game 5 because they're going to feel so bad and so guilty afterwards if they give up that goal or they give up that shot or whatever it is. They just play more passively in pressure situations.
And Sammy the Whale, we talk about playing conservatively. You're a pretty notable defenseman of your own. You look at the defensive play of both of these teams. Who do you think stands out to you in that sense? Who do you think is doing better on the defensive end?
I mean, definitely in those first 2 periods, Orlando were not doing that well defensively. I mean, they didn't concede any goals, so yes, when you look at it defensively like that, it's good. But I still feel like they were kind of getting dominated and they were really struggling clearing the puck. So I think if they can figure out how to do this for the game 3 or this last game here, I think they'll have a better time because, you know, they started to be able to do that in that third period last game because, you know, Boston are now going more offensively. They're trying to get a goal, so they were able to clear the puck and put more chances on. So, but I think they need to actually do that in those first 2 periods and not let Youppi dominate defensively. So if they can do that, I think, you know, Birdie can clear the puck quicker, get it up to Packers, and like last game, prevent Youppi from scoring a goal, then honestly, he'd be worth his $6K contract.
Defense wins games, but does it win championships? Konechny, we talk a lot about game number 5, this kind of elusive number, because it is such a rare sight to see. When's the last time you've seen a game 5? Almost never. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As a player, how do you cope with the pressure that's being put on you right now?
I think you just kind of got to lock in. I mean, it's kind of simple as that. You just got to ignore everything else. Back in my day, I've played in a couple winner-go-home games in my lifetime. All the way back in S9, we just kind of kept the same mentality throughout the game, stayed confident, and, you know, well, we still lost, so maybe don't do that. But regardless, you know, you should just stay confident. I think you just, letting the pressure gets to you, you know, you'll lose if the pressure gets to you. So, just stay confident.
Win or go home, and we got a little bit of time for predictions. I want to hear one word. Who thinks winning the cup? AllahFresco.
I'm going to go with Boston.
Sammy.
I think Orlando got it.
I'm sticking with Orlando. Konechny?
And to give us a nice even split, I think Boston wins this.
It's 2-2 on the desk. It's even everywhere else, but there's only one man that stands above us all, and it is the casting from the beautiful Demoni. Take it away.
I'm beautiful? Oh my god. Thank you.
Never do that again.
We're back.
I'm just a big
Game
Demoni
5. The stakes have never been higher apart from the other two finals. Game 5's a shot from Youppi. He lets one fly. Saved by winner 16. Lids, good pressure on back beef now. Trying to get it free. Lids making his way down the ice. Youppi swaps positions. 7 Josh tries to boot one up, but it's blocked by Vac. Youppi now trying to go down the ice, but he's stopped. Birdie W, Vacuole Beef cutting towards the middle. Not able to get a shot away. Youppi stealing it off. Packers meets Birdie W on the boards, though. Has to boot one down. Tries to find Lids, hoping he's down there somewhere. But unfortunately, the pass does not connect, and he's forced back into his own zone. Packers pressuring. Frumpy Bear changing on early for 7 Josh here. Bug up for Packers. Packers pulling it back. Nearly getting a chance there, but he overstepped it. Packers now getting around Youppi. The P3 save by Zombie Magikarp. What a glove. He got his own rebound and still couldn't find the back of the net. Frumpy Bear pulling it back. Vacuole Beef, a dangerous play there by Frumpy Bear. And a blunder. But Zombie Magikarp stands tall and blocks it. Here's Wad Zero, a good opportunity. Saved and whisked away by Zombie Magikarp. Another opportunity for Wad. He's not going to find it this time. Siffin clears it away. Frumpy Bear up for Ghosty Ferret. That pass is off the mark. AllahFresco, Boston do not look good right now, to me, at least. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Frumpy Bear's had a really rough series. We haven't really talked about it, but he has looked very shaky on the defensive end.
He is not happy Bear. He is not having fun out there. Here is Ghosty Ferret. Past Wad, beats Herb Humid on the forecheck. Gets the pass out to Siffin. And Game 5s are so interesting because both of these teams know exactly how they play. It's all down to skill and mistakes. Siffin on Tindor in the corner. Pulling it back. Nearly getting an opportunity, but Wad comes in to save the day. Wad behind his own net. Siffin pressuring. First line's changing on for both teams now. Wad leaves it for Birdie W. Birdie with lots of room. Taking it up the ice, inching up. Lids pressures after Birdie overstepped it. Couldn't get anything to go. Here's Birdie up for Packers. Packers across. Vacuole Beef receives the pass, but 7 Josh on him hard. Vacuole Beef gets free off the near post, and it's saved by Zombie Magikarp. What a clear. He has been electric here for this Boston Grizzlies team, and he keeps it out of the net once again. Youppi back down the other way. He has it behind the Storm net. Boston has to come alive soon. Here's Packers trying to receive the pass, but he oversteps it. That allows Youppi to pressure on the boards. No sweat for Packers. He gets away, shoots, and Zombie Magikarp, his 4th save of the night in just 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And there will be a delayed penalty on the play. I believe this is on Boston.
Yeah, I don't know if
it's on Orlando.
On Boston. Yeah, I think it was on Packers there. Packers went for a pullback and then just whacked, I believe it was 7 Josh after the pullback.
I apologize. I thought I saw Youppi get the last touch on that puck. But nevertheless, Boston going on the power play here. Huge opportunity for them. Wad Zero wins the face-off after a struggle between both him and Ghosty Ferret. Siffin pressuring Wad. Wad killing it exceptionally well, using the crevice behind the net and the corner as his posts. Frumpy Bear trying to shut down Wad, and he will. He has it in his own end. Just rockets one up for Ghosty Ferret. Don't know if that's the right play there. Ferret will take it off of him. Streaking down the ice is Ghosty Ferret. He loses it. Wad Zero able to pressure, keep him out of the zone. Ferret cuts towards the side, gets an angle on Wad, shoots in, and he finds the far side. Ghosty Ferret with the first goal of Game 5.
Yeah, and Boston, I guess legend at this point, himself gets the scoring started for his Grizzlies. Ghosty Ferret. I mean, very interesting play there. On the power play, you were man up, and he takes the puck away from his defender, Frumpy Bear, and pretty much makes it a 2v2, but he's still able to get by the Orlando defense there with a nice little shimmy shake, I guess is the best way to put it, and he's able to 5-hole it past winner 16, and that's a huge, huge goal. The first goal of this game for Boston, and Orlando's been scoring first a lot, so it's a change of pace.
And this is it. This is the last game of the season. If one of your teammates is not to be trusted, then let it be that way. Ghosty Ferret does it himself. And Boston is up 1-0. It's back into the Boston end for 7 Josh. He's pressured by Vacula Beef, trying to get it quickly out of the corner, but Vac proves his pressures to be not to be understated. Here's Youppi, out from his own end, facing pressure from Packers. Taking it all the way back into the Orlando end. Reads the Vacula Beef play, tries to take a shot towards the net, but that doesn't make it through traffic. Here's Youppi trying to cross it. It's pinged by Vacula Beef, up for Packers. The save by Zombie Magikarp off the deep shot. And Packers still has pressure on 7 Josh. He may regain possession. Vacula Beef on the boards helping him out, but Youppi takes it to the far side. May have an angle here, but cuts right into Tindor. Runs into a brick wall there. Youppi on 13 stamina. He's going to have to get off the ice soon. He looks to be getting back, but that'll be on defense. 7 Josh in trouble. 10 stam. Outmatched by Wad. He gets the shot off. Still has possession. Wad 0. Outpacing 7 Josh here. He is really in trouble. And Orlando could capitalize here. Wad 0 forced out of the zone. Youppi going all the way back down the ice. Pressuring Tindor. Wad 0 up for Herb. Wide open. Saved by Ghosty Ferret. What a poke check. An excellent defensive play from the Boston veteran who has their only goal. And this period is Ghosty. Wait a moment. Just hold on. Give me a second. Ferret. All him. We'll send it up to the desk.
It is, for the first time in this series, Boston in the driver's seat when we return for the first intermission, back up on the desk. And Sammy, there's one man that I want to talk about, one man that I think deserves all the praise in the world for what they've been doing out on that ice, Zombie Magikarp. What a first period from them, huh?
I mean, yeah, comparatively to that first game where, 2 shots, maybe not of the highest quality that they let in, but, definitely redeeming themselves. They had a really good, maybe albeit a little bit lucky pullback save off the goal line. And then a couple good saves as well, just keeping their posts safe, doing well. I mean, this is what Boston needs, especially with Orlando seeming to actually, be in the driver's seat for the pretty much most of this period with a lot of good shots. But, Zombie Magikarp doing well to step up and helping this Boston team out.
AllahFresco, I feel like it's still been Orlando who has had the more dominant first period, although they are down on the scoreboard. How do you think they start, turning some of those opportunities into real tangible progress on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting the chances. And as Sammy the Whale said, Zombie Magikarp's kind of in the right place at the right time. He's played a good game. I think this kind of just tells, this is the exact opposite of what happened last game, where Boston was getting all the chances, but Orlando was getting all the goals. It just shows how even these teams are and how, from a game-to-game basis, things can just change on the score sheet.
It is looking like Boston want this cup bad, but you know that the Orlando Cup is fiending to get out there for the second period to prove why they want it just as bad. So I say let them. We're going to send it right back down to the ice. Face-off commencing soon. Damoni, take it away.
Back down here on ice level, just 2 periods to go. Barring any overtime action, which we'd love to see. Especially in Game 5. Boston up by 1. Here's Birdie W. Letting Packers chase. 7 Josh with plenty of room. Tries to find Youppi up the ice. The P3's too far. Vacula Beef receives it. Out for Packers. He cuts towards the middle. Takes the shot. And he ties it. Packers. He's that cold. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, just a quick little play there from the Orlando Storm, and that's a huge goal to get this game tied back up at 1. Vacuole Beef dishing the puck up the ice for Packers, who pulls the puck back, and Seven Josh gets caught a little bit sleeping there. Tries to go towards the outside instead of the inside, which is the more precious place. Packers getting a free shot away, and Zombie Magikarp not able to glove that one down, but a great look there from Orlando early in the period. Only 15 seconds in, and this game is knotted up at 1.
Orlando strike back with fury. A powerful shot from Packers. And they're back to 1-1. Youppi up the boards. Trying to find it past Birdie W. He does, gets the slot pass away, and Lids is robbed by winner 16. Packers going back the other way. Youppi able to catch up to him on the defense. Tries to pass it to Lids. Vacuole Beef from deep. He makes it to the net, but it rests on the post, and Zombie Magikarp is going to make an easy clear. Youppi behind the net. Chased now by Packers, trying to get it by him on the boards. He does. May have a step on him, but couldn't quite get all he wanted on it. Here's Packers down the ice, takes it along the boards. Youppi pressuring him. Taking it away from him. WOD0 now. Into pressure, Youppi. Has Packers in the slot. A dangerous combination there, but Youppi is able to get it to safety as Packers changes off. WOD0 now streaking down the near boards. Loses it to Ghosty Ferret. Ghosty Ferret, plenty of room in his own zone. Tries to take it himself. Past Herb along the boards. Ghosty Ferret doing it all. And he is unstoppable so far this game. He has been the driving force for Boston in Game 5. And he looks to make that set in stone. Here's Ghosty Ferret trying to fight it towards the middle. Couldn't get the pass right where he wanted it. He'll try again, but he's stopped by Orlando this time. And WOD nearly gets a chance. Siffin coming back in to defend. Ghosty Ferret now. For Boston, trying to take it out of his own zone. Herb pressuring him heavily in that corner. Ghosty Ferret just not seeming to be able to get it out. He finally does. He's chased down by WOD0. He does have the stam advantage, though. Not for long. Ferret, a DP3. Siffin somehow finds it past winner 16. And Boston reclaim the lead.
Man, what a goal from the second line of Boston, who continues to wow me at every angle. I mean, they seemed like the weakness of this team, but time and time again this series they've shown up, and Ghosty Ferret pulling it back on WOD there, looks to like take a shot, and Siffin like redirects this like an actual hockey redirection in front of the net as he's able to slot it past winner 16 and put Boston back in the driver's seat.
And that was a picture perfect slot play there from the two who have, started out as nearly enemies, but they've grown to be brothers. Here's Youppi from deep. His P3 doesn't make it too far as winner 16 comes out to make the save. Packers across. Vacuole Beef, a good chance here, trying to deke past Seven Josh. But all of Boston comes crashing down on him. Youppi, along the boards, gets it through Birdie W. Down into the corner, Youppi goes. Birdie still chasing it. Youppi out of the corner, has a good chance, tries the near post, but winner 16 shuts the door. He's airtight on there. Youppi still with good possession. He tries the pullback goal, but he's not able to make it very far in both attempts. Packers relieving some of the pressure here, gets the pullback off. A great move, but he hits the side of the net. Still has an opportunity, tries to go to the slot, but it just doesn't make it there. Packers a good pullback off Youppi, trying all the moves out on him. He gets through him, but couldn't get a shot. Youppi back the other way. Birdie W shuts him down. Now Packers reclaims possession. Youppi still chasing after him. Packers defending him. Has some help from Birdie. Still chasing it down. Orlando really want this. Both teams, you can tell, want this so bad. And they are fighting their hearts out. Birdie W, a P3 down into the zone, forces 7 Josh to take it. 7 Josh with Packers on him. Evading his pressure. Packers forced to go off and change as he's low on stamina. Ghosty Ferret now on the ice. And that means big trouble for Orlando. Here's WOD0 taking it. Siffin and Ghosty Ferret both defending well. Ghosty Ferret, the one that's facing WOD in the corner. He backs him up along the boards. WOD0 not able to get anything off of him. WOD0 gets free from Ghosty Ferret, but Frumpy Bear comes in to save the day on that blocked slot pass. WOD still fighting for it in the corner. Ghosty Ferret fighting equally as hard. Both of these players just so strong in their corners this series. Ghosty Ferret finally breaking free. He's got room. Ghosty Ferret taking it himself, taking the shot, and a near miss. It grazes the post. Orlando have got to be patting themselves on the back for that. Here's Frumpy Bear from his own end, trying to go up for Youppi. 30 seconds to go in this second period. Youppi waiting, trying to read WOD, and he does. He goes to the boards, gets it all the way into the Orlando end, and both of them overstep it. WOD eventually regains possession, forces them out of the zone. Ghosty Ferret now on the ice. Both him and Youppi on 12 stam, and that'll be a penalty on WOD0.
I think it's the white team touched it, but I think it's on. Yep, it's on Orlando.
And yeah, WOD0, a big hit on the boards, and unfortunately just too far away from the puck for the refs not to call. So Boston, 11 seconds left in the second period, will take a power play. Packers off the draw, arguably an FOV, but play goes on. 7 Josh back for it, defending as Packers got a little aggressive there on the PK. 5 seconds, I don't blame the guy, but second period has expired. We go into the third. Boston still up by 1. Both of these teams trading blows in that middle frame. And Sheep003 will be here for possibly the last analysis of the night.
It started when Ghosty Ferret returned to the player of old. Packers then had to get involved, make their mark on the series, but Siffin ended the exchange, putting up Boston 2-1 going into the third. Back on the desk, and Konechny, it has been as back and forth as you could get, but it will be Boston going into the third with a power play. How impactful do you think that's going to be?
I think it's going to be very impactful. Obviously, if Boston scores, they go up by 2. And, I mean, it's going to be quite hard to climb back from 2 goals down. But if Orlando kills it, I think it might give them some momentum. Perhaps they can use to score the game-tying goal. So, obviously, either way it goes, I think it'll be very important for either team here.
Sammy the Whale, we take a look at both of these squads, and it feels like the name of the game really has been these hero players making these hero plays. Do you think that is going to continue into this third? And do you think that Orlando have the star power and the gumption to find a goal to tie up this series?
I mean, I think they do have the star power. They're just going to have to play very risky because, I mean, a lot of this game has kind of just been, them sitting back. I've seen a lot of them doing, 3 back when, Youppi's got the puck or just waiting back. But now they're going to have to start playing a bit more risky to get, Packers up the puck more. And, I mean... yeah, but it's been star players. I just wanted to point out star player Siffin there. I mean, that was actually a really impressive goal there. And so, he's known for scoring tap-ins and stuff, but that was a very nice goal. And so that was a star play from him.
Boston Grizzlies refusing to give up their advantage going into the third. And Damoni, there's only one word going through my head. It's been bouncing in there for a while. Overtime?
Potentially, Sheep003. Potentially, overtime will come, but for now, Orlando is going to have to kill this penalty. They have 34 seconds left on it. They've got to stay alive. Youppi, a quick pass to Lids. He gets the P3 off. It's going wide, but Winner 16 gloves it anyways. Youppi back for it in the neutral zone. Gets a nice move off on Packers, taking it himself towards the middle, and it's saved by Birdie W. A pass across for Lids ends up on the stick of Packers. He takes it past Youppi now, tries to find a slot pass, but abandons the play, realizing he's overcommitted. A good pinch on Youppi, though, as he couldn't get any shot out of it. Good kill from Orlando there. Youppi past Packers. Birdie W shutting him down in the corner. Off the bench now, it's Vacula Beef. Changing on for the penalty infractor. Wad, Packers a deep shot. Saved by Zombie Magikarp. Packers still with an opportunity. What a play. And he narrows it off the far post. He's still got it. Vacula Beef in the slot. Another post. And Orlando just can't seem to find the back of the net. Youppi back the other way. It's saved by the Orlando defender, Birdie W, on that minimum superstar contract. He has been an excellent pickup for Orlando. He's been solid tonight. And Youppi, here he is, the greatest of all time, 10 championships. Will he make it 11? He takes it to the slot, trying to feed Siffin, but he can't find it. Orlando able to whisk that one away. Packers pulling it out of the corner, and a good chance there. Zombie Magikarp nearly slides into his own net. But he saves it nonetheless.
That would have been disastrous. Sliding into your own net with the puck glove does lead to a goal, but he's able to stay out of the net.
Face off won by Ghosty Ferret. Perfect timing there. He takes it past Tindor on the boards. Into the corner he goes. Tindor able to make quick work of him. Wad Zero trying to go up the ice, but he loses it. It's Ferret again. Him and Tindor in the corner. Same old story. Ferret and Tindor wrestling for it. Tindor antagonizes him enough. Up for Wad now. Frumpy Bear. Good work in the corner. Ghosty Ferret will blast one across. Intended for Siffin, but he wasn't quite there yet. He loses it to Wad. On the boards, Frumpy Bear fails to apprehend the suspect. Wad Zero putting the moves on him, but can't quite get a shot away. Herb, you beat a good pitch behind the net to catch Ghosty Ferret off guard. Wad Zero in the neutral zone. Siffin chasing him down. Wad trying to get free. Frumpy Bear back for it for Boston. Takes it into the corner. He has to get it free from Wad here. He's almost able to, but he oversteps it. Him and Wad wrestle for it. He's able to momentarily clear. Tindor sends it back in. That will be a keep. Wad Zero still with pressure. Ghosty Ferret now taking care of him, and he's got it out of the zone. Ghosty Ferret to Siffin in the middle, and Tindor whisks that one away. A near miss there for Orlando. Packers off the bench. 2:56 to go in this third period. Orlando still find themselves down by 1. They have 2 minutes and 50 seconds. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to win this all. It is do or die for both teams. Boston has to hold on. Orlando has to come back. Packers from the middle. He's apprehended by Youppi. Lids now chasing down Birdie W. Packers pulling it back. Enters the Boston zone with Youppi on his tail. Youppi. Back out of his zone. Takes the P3. Has the far side in his sights, but he hits the post. Vacula Beef now through the neutral zone. Trying to go up for Packers. Youppi pulls it back. Both him and Vac aiming for that puck. Youppi gets it off that mistake, but Packers pulls it right back into his grasp.
Oh no.
Youppi now out of the corner. A 2-on-1 developing for Boston. Clamoring back is Birdie W. Packers trying to find the middle. Vacula Beef is there, but a miscommunication as both players hit it. Packers from the middle, trying to find a shot through, but 7 Josh blocks it. Birdie W now loses it to Youppi, who is lower on Stam. Birdie W is going to have time to catch up to him. But a near miss there again for Orlando as time ticks down. Packers for Wad, and he misses wide. A great chance for Orlando. Wad still with possession, finds Packers in the slot. It's pinged out. Tindor from deep, and he hits the post. Insanity for Orlando as they just can't buy themselves a goal. Youppi down the ice. Ghosty Ferret can't get to it in time. Packers on 9 stamina. Orlando's going to be dying for a stoppage here to get their superstar back on his feet. Here's Tindor towards the middle. No good. Once again, he tries. Blocked. Once again, Packers there. Takes the P3 save by Siffin. 51 seconds to go. Just under a minute until Boston secures themselves the championship. But they're only up by 1. Ghosty Ferret in their own zone. A delayed penalty. And who will this be on?
I think it's on Boston here. I think the ref has mixed up calls multiple times, but maybe there's a double pen? I don't know. There's chaos going on in the chat. It's hard to keep up with. We'll see what the ref calls, but man, Orlando's had so many chances to bury one this period and just haven't been able to.
Ghosty Ferret will be going to the box. And Tindor. An even strength penalty. As rare as it is, it just happens to happen in the last 40 seconds of the BHL Finals. Game 5. Everything on the line. And we're going to a 2v2 scenario.
Back to the good old days, I guess, as some people would say.
A timeout has been called. Orlando will be sending their top 2 on. But Boston missing Ghosty Ferret. Probably going to have to run Youppi and Siffin.
Now they're running 7, Josh.
Youppi and 7, Josh. The face-off. Jail. A little slow to the draw there. Not going to be able to get the face-off. Every second counts. He's got to reset the time. And as we wait for him to do that, the suspense only builds.
Yeah, they're going to have to reset the penalties as well, as there's a little bit of time that ticked off. But looks like we got it situated.
Everything's situated. The face-off at center ice. A showdown as Orlando needs a goal. Youppi off the draw. Pressuring Wad back into his own zone. Unrelenting. He is hungry for this one. The longest drought in his career. It might come to a close. Winner 16 going off the ice. 3 skaters on for Orlando. A pass to the slot blocked by Youppi. Packers still with it. 15 seconds to go. Youppi punts it down the ice. Wad 0 chasing it. Vacula Beef is going to have to do something with it. 7 seconds to go. It's all up to Vac. Vac stopped by 7, Josh. And there it is. And who else but Youppi to score the dagger?
Wow, what a way to end the series. Orlando in pure desperation having to pull the goaltender there. Vacula Beef left with the puck. He has a man open, but he's just not able to get it there in time. Youppi with a huge block, and he's able to ice it, and the Boston Grizzlies are going to win the BHL S26 Cup.
The Boston Grizzlies, the 3rd seed, have fought through Titan after Titan to get to this point. And they will remain victorious. Your season 26 BHL Cup champion, the Boston Grizzlies, as Youppi reclaims his throne. What a series. Any words, AllahFresco?
I mean, yeah, what a series. I mean, the dedication for both of these teams. I mean, Orlando getting almost all the way there, just to fall a little bit short, but the passion to, play this game for almost 3 straight hours in one, trying to achieve 1 goal is insane. And kudos to both teams. They put on a masterful show for the fans, but Boston able to remain standing as the last one alive.
And the cup has been presented in center ice. I believe we have Luke here. He will likely be taking it away.
Well, before the cup, I believe we do the Conn Smythe, right?
The Conn Smythe. is the playoff MVP, the player judged to have been the best player throughout all of the playoffs.
Who?
And did you have anything to say?
Who is the Conn Smythe? Is the question.
Yeah.
I believe we gotta tally the votes.
We
Gotta
Yeah, you gotta-
tally the votes now.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough decision. I mean, it's hard to single out an individual player in a team sport, but there's got to be one MVP.
There's got to be one. I have to know how many points did Youppi have throughout finals?
Not as much. I don't know the exact amount, but I think he was outscored by the second line. But
He had 10 points throughout the playoffs.
That's through the first two games.
Six of those were goals in the playoffs
That was-
specifically.
No, that's the first two games. Or the first two series.
Yeah, first two games. Okay.
The finals.
Yeah,
are,
we're just talking.
a different story. It was a much more of a team play, a team effort.
All right. I think we have the votes in. Just double checking.
Hold on, we need to actually vote because I think it's pretty divided.
Yeah, it appears we got some momentary waiting, as per usual. You know, we got to figure out all the logistics. So, but hats off to, like Damoni said, not only the first line who realistically carried Boston through the first two rounds. Youppi put the team on his back, but this second line really stepped up this series and made their impact. Ghosty Ferret and Siffin notably having great games all throughout the playoffs. And hats off to Zombie Magikarp as well, having to take the reins as the starting goaltender who, rookie who was drafted in the second round this year, not really expected much of a BHL role, and yet he's starting at a finals game and he's able to get the job done.
We do have the votes tallied up now. Luke,
All
would you
right,
like to
so
announce it?
actually, I believe you've been here. I'll pass off the award, but I'll let you announce it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The season 26 Conn Smythe. Multiple players deserving, multiple players playing their hearts out. But without a shadow of a doubt, the player that meant the most to this Boston Grizzlies team throughout their cup run, throughout the reclamation of this trophy, is none other than Youppi, their owner, their captain, and the greatest of all time.
Oh.
As they stare sensually into each other's eyes.
Okay.
Only one
Another piece of
crosses
hardware
Luke's
to
eyes.
add to the cabinet of Youppi. I mean, this guy, the most illustrious career you could ask for, the best of all time. There is no shortage of adjectives and verbs that can be used to describe the career this guy has had, and it's not stopping anytime soon. The washed up allegations, well, they were never really there, but they are going to be defeated regardless. Youppi celebrating. This is his moment. Bask in it.
There's a little bit of a confusion. Lids took the Conn Smythe for a second. Not sure if the broadcast caught that.
Sharing
I
it.
don't know if am I supposed to talk during this?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. I mean, I see the people obviously like Siffin. If this had gone Siffin away, that would have been totally deserved. He had a crazy finals, so good. He hit every shot. But I mean, it's all love. Everybody on my team. I mean, this is for our team. I wouldn't have won this series without them, obviously, or any of the other ones that for that matter. But they are my goats. I love all of them. Oh, I have no helmet now.
Yeah, and very soon, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the stream where our veil of professionalism is going to start to slip a little bit, and we're going to start to get all these winning players in this VC just to chat it up, celebrate their win. It's their win. They deserve it, and they're going to take over the stream very shortly.
All right, we need to do the picture before it gets chaotic.
Before we
and then we can hand out the cup.
Before we devolve into chaos, Sheep003 with a gun to my head forced me to say that the JBHL Finals will be streaming tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Don't miss it. They put a lot of work into what they do, the crew over at JBSN, and they would really appreciate your viewership. But for now,
It's gonna be a fire one, okay? Chilliwack Chiefs versus Alberta Stallions. Give it a watch.
we revel in victory as the Boston Grizzlies, the storied franchise, are back on top as champions.
All right, I think we got our photos in order. Now it's time to hand out the cup
Let the
to the captain of the Grizzlies.
Let me get some of the photos up here.
Oh boy.
It's time for the chaos to begin.
The floodgates.
The money you can end stream if you want. I don't know if we want this on record.
A little bit of it. We can get a little bit. Hey, what's up,
He
fellas?
can end the stream at any time. Welcome
Mike.
back. You can see everybody flooding in.
Everybody for watching. For
Oh, I have
tuning
it
in
now.
this season. It has truly been an honor, and we bid you all good night.
Magikarp, how's that feel after that last final, huh?
Wait,
Not good night yet.
Josie Ferret, you can have it now.
I'm gonna stream some of the.
I actually want
cup
yeah.
ceremony.
Once
good stuff,
again.
Biggie.
Yeah, no. Jail and chat saying that we have every team is like this, where they don't know what to do when they win.
Yeah, we don't have any procedures set in place.
Be more happy. Be more excited,
Yes,
people.
wait,
Come
how do
on.
I? Oh, is that how it
More
works?
excitement, bro. More excitement.
Yeah,
you're supposed
you have
Oh,
to
I
start
lost it.
making.
You have to.
Wait,
no,
where'd it
you
go?
punch
You're supposed to
somebody,
scream
Stefan.
into the mic.
Who took it?
Yeah, Ghosty Fair, can you start screaming?
Oh,
please?
wait for it.
wait,
That's
wait for
big.
it. Wait.
Okay, guys,
Okay.
guys, if you punch somebody with the cup, they will take it from you. That's
Yeah.
how it is.
I'm just gonna run around.
Pacific, give it to
I'm
me.
pretty sure. Yeah, Josh. Josh. Let's
I'm
go,
doing
dude.
Oh, someone gifted this.
6-7.
Yo, imagine if 7 Josh had a low taper fade.
Alright,
I
who's
can't
next?
actually imagine
Grumpy
that.
Bear,
We
who
need
you
Lids not on the stage. This is gonna get out of hand.
Thank you.
Why?
This is, no, this is allowed up here, I think.
Yo,
Well,
you
how do
be
I
We
hold
have to play Racket Rivals
How do I?
now,
How do I?
dude.
Am I holding it?
Yeah, you are.
This
Oh
is
my
huge.
God,
Nice,
that's so
dude.
Let's go, dude.
Wow, GG's too easy. Not a sweat. Wow. All right, who wants it next? Me. Wait, where's Willie A? Willie A! Willie A!
Nah, give it to
Yeah,
us.
Willie A!
He can't skate in a circle, but he can skate in a straight line.
That's my goat.
First
Dude,
tickets.
dude, just for context, anybody listening, Willie A's mouse died, and he uses push to talk with his mouse button, so we didn't know what happened. He just stopped moving. And somebody on our team said like Willie A's mouse died, like he's not here. And I turn around and he's just like looking at the ground in his net when they're like in front of the net with the puck. That was horrifying.
If only my mouse
Did we
died,
win that
PC
game?
would save that shit.
Yo, give it to the carp. Give it to the carp.
Yeah. It's,
Yuppie, did we win that
Oh
game?
yeah, dude, the Carps got it.
Yeah, you won game
yeah,
three.
we did.
Was that the one I scored 2 in? Or was
Yeah,
I
that
thinking-
was game 3. You were,
Game
yeah,
3,
you guys
okay.
were.
Flam over the head with the cup.
I got a question
totally
for like all Boston players.
Wagwan.
What was going through your guys' head
How do you
when
win?
Orlando hit the post like 5 times in a row? Like,
I wasn't
back to
really
back to
think-
back to
Yeah,
back to
dude,
back.
I'm honestly like, I didn't even really think about it. Like, if I knew that like they were getting pressure, but it like didn't feel
Wait,
like
why does
I
Jack
don't know.
have
It
the
felt like we
trophy?
were gonna win.
Okay.
It felt
I
like
would-
everything was gonna be okay.
Back to
Yo,
back.
Jill took the cup.
I was just like praying
Why is
that
he
he would
in
win
that?
and then calm down.
6-7.
Yeah, no, dude, I had to fucking yell at these guys. There were like 8 people talking. To everybody to shut the fuck up. And this 7 Josh idiot was like, "Yo, guys, be quiet." Like, we don't need
No.
2 people saying to be quiet.
Dude, we hate 7, Josh.
Yeah, we do hate 7
Bobo
Josh.
Bobo gets it now.
He ruins all of our PR.
Why does Bobo Bobo have the cup?
No,
Okay,
not-
Wait, can I hold it?
Bababobo, give me the cup or you're banned.
Wait, I want to hold
Oh.
it. Wait.
This is the problem when the owner of the server
yeah,
wins the
alright.
cup. Okay.
Now
Wait,
get this
wait.
guy out of here.
No,
I can just create a new
we
one.
get shit like
Oh,
this.
wait, who hasn't had it yet? These three
Me.
dudes?
Me.
No, we've all
Alright,
had it.
you haven't.
Yeah.
Where's
wait.
Burst? Is Burst up here?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm up here.
Alright, has
God.
Burst
One
had
left
it yet?
BHL, it's over.
I've had
I
it.
had it.
Why?
But I won the screenshot with fake Mr. FimFam.
Okay. Wait, am I crazy? When they pulled the goalie at the end of the
At least can I get the
2v2,
cup
was
back?
there just not an egregious TMM?
Yo, let's
That
get it,
was
let's get it.
crazy.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Well, okay,
I was
okay,
like-
hold on.
Yeah.
So
That
I
was
think
great.
from my perspective, it looked like what happened is when Winner went to jump on the bench, the like automatic like no blue line thing pushed him back over the ice.
Yeah, but
okay.
He
the
jumped-
thing with goalies is like that's supposed to be way
Youppi, where are
stricter
you?
in
I'm an
hockey. If the
idiot.
goalie
Right
isn't
now.
on the bench, you're not supposed to go.
Youppi.
Hey,
Yeah,
to
it doesn't.
take-
It doesn't
okay.
matter too much. I mean, I think we got calls our way too.
Yo,
I think-
you hear some shit that's crazy?
I think
This-
at the end of the day, I think it evened out over
Yo,
over the
Tender
course
this
of the
morning
finals.
DM'd me he's gonna 3-0 us, and then he DM'd me like right now, deleted his message.
bro.
Those guys are sorry.
Yo, shout out Ghosty Fair.
Well, I gotta reply to my message in Grizzlies announcement.
Dude,
and I
Ghosty
said,
Fair
"This
played
is my
so
last
good. I
message
think, like,
until we win."
okay. I think like I know people were saying me for Conn Smythe. I think the biggest argument against me having Conn Smythe is that like Ghosty Ferret low-key carried me. Like Ghosty Ferret was still the best player on our line.
Shut up with this humble shit. No more humble.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Humble.
Fucking gas yourself up, man.
Yo, I really got more
Dude, I'm
cups
being
than Wayback's
100%
as a
serious. I
You
did it. I
fucking
couldn't
won.
do anything
You-
without Ghosty Ferret.
You were going crazy, Siffin. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, but
Wait.
like even that crazy second goal. Maybe.
Would have been 6-7.
I wanna give an announcement real fast while all the Grizzlies players are in chat. This also goes for the Bandits, but not as much. Okay, so when it comes to championship sticks, we commission those out so they're like as high quality as possible. The artist that we've been using fucking got Thanos snapped. I don't know what happened to him. He was like already starting to get a little bit like unresponsive, which is why the blue stick took so long and the wing stick and stuff. No, he just straight up got fucking snapped at this point.
Yeah, dude,
I don't know.
DM'd
So
him. Usually he would respond to me. I feel like even more than the group chat, and he just aired me.
yeah, no, he told me to email him because he wasn't on Discord much anymore, and we got email threads going back and forth, and then he just dropped.
That's so sad.
Quick question. Have you guys revealed who farted 24? Free him.
Huh?
Farted.
Have we
Oh my
revealed
God.
him?
Have you?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Have
think
you
he wants
given him
his
his stick? Have you given him his stick?
He
No,
had it
was
for a little
memed up
bit.
Lids.
Wait, Youppi, can we flick up? Come here. Where are you?
Oh yeah.
Is this where we announced BHL 2?
Revealed. Unlucky.
Wait.
Yeah, dude.
fucking
This is where we announced
Jail-
BHL 2.
Yes!
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Thank you.
It's August, right?
Yeah, August.
August
2020
67th.
Something.
August
I received a
2067.
message from J4 saying, "Let's do an S19 reunion." Wow, that was quick.
Wait, was it BCHL thing? Is that a troll? What?
No, it's not. 2067. Right there.
Oh, so it is a troll.
As
Okay,
for
I
the
mean, I
Houston
couldn't hear
stick,
it. I couldn't hear it.
there was a like it was mid Houston stick being made that the dude
really?
like dipped. So I have some stuff for it, and I've done more work on it. But it's not quite where I want it to be. As far as the Boston stick goes, we're just gonna have to find like a complete new person because I like the sticks to be better than what I can do.
Yeah, so we decided that we're gonna make the Grizzly stick a badminton racket. I hope that's okay
Oh
with
my
you.
god. Oh my.
Wait, Youppi.
I think you should just make it a Danish flag.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the Danish flag.
Yeah,
What if
lobster
instead of a
stick, too.
badminton racket, it's just a lacrosse stick?
That would
I'll
be
get that added to the
crazy.
game
I wish-
right now.
Can you
I
what
would
if
have
it's
the
just a
Boston
lobster?
stick.
Please
Just
play
make it a
Blockey
lobster.
Lacrosse.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
really
wait, wait,
big
wait.
Danish
What if
flag.
what if you made the lobster hat part of the Boston stick?
Oh my god, and I wouldn't even get it.
I think because you're Danish, you should be allowed to. It's
That
kind of
would
like,
be
you know, you're
cool.
different than everybody.
DEI, yeah.
Dude,
Yo,
Moya is no man. Tindor is so angry.
It's not.
You
It's
should
not
see what
that
he's
you're
saying
not
right
getting
now.
a stick.
I've
It's
seen
just
it,
gonna
shit,
take a
bro.
while.
No, there's worse.
Especially with Christmas coming up.
Grumpy Bear, can I take a
All right.
picture?
Well,
with
I
you?
need to go. I need
Yeah,
to
sure.
go thank
What does
my number one
Kindor do?